on a baby. Oh, we burn down the road. Yeah, but we will burn a baby. Oh, we burning down the road. I will burn a baby. This life never gets old. Come on, wheel burners. Yeah, burn with me. Come on, wheel burners. Yeah, burn with me. Oh, take a ride now on Wheelburner Express. Yeah, Wheelburner Express, baby.
Good evening. You guys are here for my entertainment only. 100%. I ain't doing jack shit tonight, which really means like what's different from any other night, right? I went to work this morning and I actually came home. I'm home today, obviously. So I'm not working tomorrow. So usually I'm in bed right now sleeping. Right. I work a night cycle. So, I'm usually in bed by 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. But now I want to kick my body back over to a daytime cycle. So I have to push myself to stay awake here. And I'm telling you, man, I parked the truck in the driveway. After you do that walk of shame, right? You walk all your shit, your bags and your garbage and all your shit. You pack it all out of the truck and roll it up the fucking driveway and you get it into the house here. And, then you have your shower. That's the worst thing for me. As soon as I have the shower, I'm done, right? I want to go to bed. My muscles relaxed. I get, the stress of the day buggers off. And then it's like, well, what are you going to do? Like, I need to stay awake till at least 8 o'clock, at least 8 o'clock. If I can make it till 8 o'clock, then I'll be probably good for the night. I can probably go to bed. The only problem with going to bed like at 8 o'clock, I'd like to make it till 10, because if I lay in bed from, 8 at night until say 5:36 tomorrow morning, my spine will be crooked. It'll be absolutely crooked. There'll be nothing left of me by the time I get up tomorrow morning. I'll be walking around I'll look like a question mark, So if I can make it till 10, great, but I'm shooting for 8 o'clock. If I can make it to 8, I'm good. Dar's at work, so I don't have to, I don't have to worry about her. Obviously, I don't have to worry about her anyway, but that's kind of what I'm pushing. If she's working till 8, she'll be home by 8:15, so I can stay awake from that. I can see fucking guard dogs already in good humor here already. Karen's here. How we doing, Karen? Always a pleasure, baby. And thank God you're here. Hope you're well, my friend. I am well today. And the reason I'm not, I don't just take off days off work because I don't feel like working. I've got a follow-up appointment for my eyes tomorrow with the surgeons. So they want to go in and they're going to do the, it's a typical test they've done the last two. I've had two previous. This should be my last one. They do the pressure test. Then they go in there with the laser and take a look around, and I don't know, whatever, that's what they're going to do. So, but I got, unfortunately, I can't work and do that at the same time. So I got to take a day off to do it. It hurts me. Believe me, it does. Nick Earl, my bro, Michigan bad boy there, eh? How you doing, Nick? Things are going well for you. I understand. Good for you. Keep that shit up, son. It's good to see you it's good to see you, Nick, on a winning cycle or on a winning streak here right now, or at least on an upswing. So son of a bitch. So I got my fire table here. I think I've done what, 3-4 lives out here with the fire table. And like I've got, what is that, a 25-pound tank of propane, like a regular barbecue tank. Well, that should get me way more than it did. I can tell you based on, I'm looking around my garage right now and I'm seeing empty beer cans and liquor cans. So I can tell you right now where all my propane went. And it ain't dar. So when the chillins come home tonight, or when they get around here, somebody be going to fill up my propane tank, because my table just whatever. It's not that cold. It's only it's about 6 degrees Celsius here, so I don't know what the hell that is in Fahrenheit, but whatever it is, that's all good. It's not overly cold. I got a hoodie on. I got a long sleeve on. I got a pair of track pants on. Believe me, I was dressing for comfort here. I'm not dressing up for you people. Not a chance in hell. Houdini, how are you, man? Good to see you. Plays on the freeway. Good to see you, bro. Keep that beard flowing. You're looking sexy as ever, son. Thanks for popping in last week. Good to see you. MC. I don't know what it is. Trucking with MC, but the first thing that pops in my head, my eyes focus on the MC. And being the age that I am, and I'm embarrassed to say this, the first thing that pops into my head is Young MC. Any of you guys like remember who this rapper was? He had one song back in the 80s. It was called what? Bust a Move. Bust a Move was the name of that one song. It was a rap. And for some reason, Trucking with MC, I see the MC and I almost did it. I almost called you Young MC. If I do, please don't be insulted by it. It's actually a compliment. And I'm being old and senile and showing my age. That's all that is. You're going to start a strip show, Johnny. You don't want that. Trust me, Johnny. You don't want me taking my clothes off, man. Although I'm down a bunch of weight. I am down a bunch of weight. I shouldn't have done it when I got home here today, because you're supposed to weigh yourself first thing in the morning after you have your morning pee. And, but I weighed in this when I got home here. I'm 226 and a half, so 226.5. So I'm about 7 or 8 pounds from my goal. I want to be between 215 and 220. Right? If I can get between 215 and 220, when I was 19, 20, 21 years old, I was 210 pounds. And that was when, I was fit and in shape, and, what do they call that? You were in fine, fight, and trim, right? I was 210 pounds when I was 19, 20, and that age. So if I can get down to say 215, 220, and I'm 54, I'm going to be all right. I think that's a good weight. And it's an achievable goal. I didn't pick a number like, oh, I want to get down to 195. Give me a break. My left leg weighs 195, for Christ's sake. That's just not happening. So yeah, well, hey, got to go to the doc. When the doc calls, you got to go, right? So and these appointments are hard to get. So if I was to say cancel this and rebook it, I'm looking like 3 months from now, John. So it's like, no, I might as well. I'll take the day. I'll get it. I texted you on the 22nd. Well, don't worry, Nick. I'll reply to you on the 22nd. Right? It's February 1st. I still got 21 more days or 20 days or 21 and a half days, whatever left. I'll get back to you. Ask anybody. Ask anybody. You send me a text message or you call me like today, I might call you back February, March, something like that. 3 hours, LMAO. The crowd can do that. Well, that's what I'm counting on. I'm gonna need a little help. Gonna need a little help. Should have somebody film that. Thanks, John. get paid for it. Yeah, well, I don't do much for free these days. Believe me. RGB, good to see you, man. Hey, thanks for popping in. Karen, can't wait for Alan to get back to work. He's driving you a little crazy, is he? Is he, Karen going a little stir crazy? Karen's probably like Dar. She likes it when her man is home, but she likes her alone time. She likes her time. Dar's happy when I'm home on the weekends, but when I leave on the end of the weekend, she's like, okay, I've had enough. That's good. And that's what, that's kind of the way our marriage works. Can't wait for Alan to get back to work. Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. 6 degrees is 42.8 degrees Fahrenheit. All right. So it's not overly cold, right? 6 degrees for us up here is not cold. At 10 degrees, we're wearing like I wouldn't even be wearing a long sleeve. I'd just be wearing a hoodie. 10, 12, once you hit 20 degrees, you're wearing t-shirts. So I'm 6 degrees. I'm not that far off 20. That's Brian logic, eh? That's Brian math, Brian logic. Not too bad, eh? I'm not. Kilograms or pounds? Pounds, you asshole. Fucking kilograms. There's 2.2 pounds in a kilogram. So I don't know. What is that? Like fucking what? 95 kilo is what I'd be. Somewhere around there. Good job, man. I hit 257, which I haven't weighed since I was 13. Well, it's funny, Johnny, because I'm tall, right? I'm 6'2", and because I'm tall, when I was like, and I sprouted early, and so did my brother, and we both sprouted early. So when I was like 12, 13, 14, I was already in the 5'10", 5'11", going up on the 6 foot range. But man, like skinny. Like if I stood sideways and stuck out my tongue, I'd look like a zipper, right? A stiff breeze would blow me over. And then I don't know what it was. I turned, I think, 15. The year I was in high school. So I was 15 or 16 because I had my license. And school ended, and over that one summer. And when I came back to school 2.5 months later, whatever it was, I was like from 165, 170 pounds to 185, 190 pounds. And then I got into the weight room and got into a little bit of, working out and shit like that, and got the weight up. And then, like I said, all through most through my 20s, I carried myself at around anywhere between 205 and 210. And that was good. So, dude, if I can get back down to, even, let's just say even 220, I'm going to try to get under it and make that my goal. If I can keep myself under 220 pounds, I'm good. I'm noticing the difference, John. You know where I notice it is my back. My lower back doesn't hurt as much because I've dropped the weight off the belly, right? I've dropped, most of my weight was just on the stomach, right? I don't have a big fat ass. I don't have big, thunder thighs. I don't have hippo hips. So most of mine was on the gut. So when the gut started to slowly come off, the back slowly started, it still hurts. I still need surgeries and all that, but the weight coming off, when you go from 265 down to 250, and then you hold it at 250, then you get down to the 230 mark, those are big gaps, big jumps. So your body and your back notices a huge difference, and mine has. And now that I'm down, into the 220s, that's even better. So yeah, it's that's where I'm noticing it. My back doesn't hurt as much, although it's screwing me up for sleep. I don't know what it is, and I don't know why, but for some reason, I've got to chuck this mattress that we've got in the house here. This is a $12 billion mattress made by NASA scientists. One of those Posturepedic, around the world, up the Zoom, fuck whatever mattresses. It's supposed to be the greatest thing in the world. I can't sleep on it. I'm tempted right now to go out to my truck and pull that fucking mattress out of my truck and put it in my bedroom and sleep on that. I get a better sleep on it. But a lot of that has had to do with the lost the weight, right? Lost the weight. It's, enough about me. What about you? You want it? I got it. Just bust a move. Great class. Awesome, eh? I'm going to be singing that. Houdini, I'm going to be singing that song for the rest of the night now, eh? Mr. Bees, Mr. B's and T's. How the hell are you, my boy? Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for popping in here. Thanks for being in from North Carolina. Hey, buddy, just popped in for a sec to show support. My family thing today just concluded. Catch up with y'all soon. Hey, Buck, thanks, man. Do me a favor, Buck. On your way out, hit the like button. I'm not asking a lot. Just hit the like button. I'm not asking you for money. I'm not asking you for super chats. Just hit the like button. That's all I want. All of you, do me a favor. There's not a lot of you in here tonight because I guess it's just boring tonight and I'm boring tonight. So there's only 23 or 24 of you in here. But do me a favor. Hit that damn like button for me, would you please? Appreciate you, Buck. I'll be back to work Monday, so I'll give you a shout Monday, and we can catch up on what's going on over the weekend. I'd love to hear about what happened, what went on with your family thing here. So, yeah, I'll give you a call. I'll give you a call Monday, Buck. Don't ask me for a time. I'll call you on Monday. He's already gone. I'm talking to a fucking dead screen. 6 degrees is shorts weather. It damn near is. It damn near is. For me, it is. Like I don't put my shorts away until the first snow hits the ground. Right. So I will be in shorts all year. Like if it doesn't snow till December 1st, I'm still wearing shorts and a t-shirt and running shoes and shit like that. So, but I'm just sick in the head like that, according to Dar. I'm in the middle of nowhere, Texas, picking up a government load. It was 50-ish this AM. That's not bad. That's good sleeping weather. That's good sleeping weather. 50, 60 around there. Again, because I do everything in Celsius, right? Canadian, we do everything in Celsius. So I don't usually run my bunk heater until I'm, anywhere below 5 degrees. Anywhere from 5 to freezing, that's when I turn my bunk heater on. But I'm equipped in there for sleeping that it could go below freezing and I'd probably be able to sleep okay. I'm just okay that way. But yeah, if you want a real nice, comfortable like sleep, and you got the windows, I got bunk windows, so I crack the bunk windows just a crack, and everything, you get the nice air flowing. Yeah, 50s is good. 50s is good. I can sleep in that all day long. It was the summer of my 13th age. Oh my God, are we gonna get a story here? It was the summer of my 13th age, and I went and baled hay for the first time. That was when when I really sprouted in the shoulders and the core. Unfortunately, my penis hasn't caught up with me yet. Hey, it happens to some. Not all, but it happens to some. Sorry for your loss, Johnny. Slow loss, less hanging skin. You got it. Get a Tempur-Pedic, so each side is controlled. We're going to have to look at something. The one we've got, it's a Sealy Posturepedic, not a Tempur-Pedic. It's a Posturepedic. And it's actually, I think it's too soft now. I need something a little harder, a little stiffer to lay down on. We are going to be going mattress shopping shortly. You got me singing it. Well, there you go. I bet you there's going to be more than 2 or 3 of us in here tonight. Yeah, I'm telling you. This here's a story for all the. Oh, never mind. I'm not going to wrap it. I'm not going to wrap it out for you. What? Me hit it. Hold on. Want me to hit it twice is what I think you're trying to say, but the what threw me for a loop. How's it go? How you going, Brian? Good to see you, 690. I'm doing good, man. I'm just sitting out in the garage. I got to stay awake for a few hours, and I figured I'd let you guys do it for me, because otherwise I will just go in there and probably throw Netflix or Prime or something on, go, oh, I wanted to watch that, and the MGM lion will come up, and I'll be. So we're gonna do this instead. Just popped in to say hi and hit the like. Got to make supper. Hey, Chris. Hey, do what you got to do, man. But I will be here after supper, and I am a really good after dinner treat. So come on back. Think about it. You wanna come on back. I'll still be here. You'll be here. I'll be here. A couple other people probably still be fucking hanging around. What the hell? We'll get naked. We'll tell stories. No, we won't get no. We'll tell stories, whatever. Been applying for truck gigs nonstop since November. I've only had 3 calls, one from a scam outfit. Are you shitting me? Dude, with your experience now, you should have no problem, none, picking up a fucking decent gig. Well, 690, what are you looking for? Right? Are you looking to get out on the highway? Are you looking to do long or regional or what are you looking for? Local work or doing what you were already doing there? I'm not going to say what you do because it's none of my business. That's for you to say. But is that what you're looking to do? Because if you're looking to get out on the highway, dude, there's no reason you could quit your today. I could quit my job today, like right now, and be working again on Monday at a different company. So I wear running shoes all year round. So do I. The only time I put boots on is my work boots when I'm at work, when I'm in the rail yard and whatnot. Other than that, man, running shoes. I refuse to wear. I don't even think I own a pair of winter boots. Okay, I'm a Canadian without a pair of winter boots. I got gloves. I got La Toque. I got a couple of winter coats, a couple of skidoo jackets and shit like that. I don't have a pair of winter boots. Not. Are you catching up on the comments? Come on, people. Am I catching you? This is a new one here. Like, this is new for me. I'm not usually this up on the comments. Can't hang today, just taking a break. Trying to get new windows all trimmed in. Can't wait till this whole house is done. Dude, I hear you. I've done well. We renovated this house. We did pretty much the whole main floor got done. And then the basement got completely done, like finished. It wasn't even a finished basement. So it's a finished basement now down there. So we did this one. We did not the last house. We didn't have to reno or do anything in that one. Of course, it's not me. It's whatever Dar wants, right? So in the one before that, we did some work on. So I know your pain. I know your pain. There's being on the road. I come in off the road and there's shit everywhere, and it's like, aren't you fucking done yet? Like, are we there? Like, can we get this going? Can we get this finished? Can we get this done? Jesus Christ. Meanwhile, the poor bastard's been working 12 hours a day, 5 days a week, right? We bought a memory foam mattress. Now, I was told that you can put a memory foam on top of the Posturepedic, like the one we've got. I'm pointing up there, like there's where my bed's up there, right? So I don't know, Karen, if I should take the chance and go buy the really good memory foam mattress or the memory foam and put it on top of the mattress, or just go out and just scrap it and buy the whole new memory foam mattress itself. I think you can get the memory foam topper, right, that goes on top of your mattress. I think that's what Shannon Thomas has in her bunk. Don't ask me how I know, but that's what she's got in hers, and it goes on top of her mattress. I'm not sure. I'll have to see how that works. Again, you know what? It's going to be one of those things where we're going to have to go out for a whole day, like pack a lunch and make a whole day of it, right? Because I'm not first of all, for the money that you're going to spend on these things, right? For the money that you're going to spend, it is, I'm not coming home with, a fucking piece of crap, or I'm not coming home with something that I know that 3 months from now, I'm going to be going, God damn it. Why did I buy it? What a piece of, no, forget it. Nice mic. Dude, I've had it for a while. But usually the stand and everything, it sits out here and it doesn't usually sit in the thing, sit in view. But I've actually reconfigured a couple things on the desk here. So this is pretty much where it can sit here. So, but I've had that for, I don't know, a couple of months now. Didn't notice the mic. Yeah, that's as sweet as hell. Oh, well, thanks, man. Like I said, I've had it for a while. I know that it sounds better. I only know because if I go and I'll check in, I'll listen to like when the live is over, maybe tomorrow or whatever, I'll just check the live. I'll go on my channel. I'll check it. I'll let it start playing first of all because I want the view, right? Who doesn't? But I like to check it for quality. Just to make sure the picture is good, the sound is good, everything like that. And I've noticed the difference between having the mic and just having, using the mic off the computer. So it's not bad. Lost me at naked, you liar. You're a fucking liar. You know it. I know it. Mr. Bees knows it. 690 knows it. Karen knows it. Chris knows it. Everybody fucking knows it, John. You're lying. As soon as I said naked, your eyes went, boink. Really? Can we tell stories about being naked? Mr. Bees, you can tell a story about anything you want, man. This is my channel. Tell me. They don't even have to be true. Make them up. Give me a line of bullshit, but make it good bullshit, okay? If you're going to give me a line of bullshit, just make sure it's good bullshit. No, none of this, antsy-pantsy bullshit. Make sure it's good bullshit. But I'm waiting for another few hours. I'm serious. I'm serious as cancer. I'm looking for a gig with a sleeper so I don't have to pay rent. And you're telling me you can't find a fucking job? Are you still out in BC? Are you still out there? If you're not looking to pay rent, that means you can live anywhere. Why don't you come a little farther east, cross those mountains and get into Alberta? There's a trucking company on every corner in Calgary right now, Calgary and Edmonton. You can stand on the roof of your pickup truck and throw a rock in any direction and hit a trucking company out there. Here's a story. I look awesome naked. I call bullshit on that, but it's a good story. Thanks, Mr. Bees. I've only got 1.5 years with a company. It's not the 2 years they want. I guess I could just say been driving since 2022 and find a company. Yeah, you might. But I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of people these days, a lot of companies, they say 2 years. Our company says 2 years. We're pulling them right out of fucking trucking schools. ET says 2 years. They'll take you at a year. There's lots of companies that will take you at a year, or would you say you got a year and a half? Yeah. So 2 years, I call bullshit on a lot of these companies saying, 2 years. Oh, it's insurance. 90% of the company, most trucking companies that got over 100 trucks, 100 to 150 trucks are all self-insured anyway, right? They're all self-insured anyway. So that 2 year, quote unquote, we got to have 2 year. No, dude, you can find a job. Come a little farther east. You might be having trouble because if you're looking Vancouver, Victoria, anything like that, BC, or if you're up in the hills there in some of the smaller towns up there, you might be having a problem. But come a little further east. I don't have any winter gear. I wear a doeskin jacket for the wintertime. Never owned a toque or gloves. You're a tough bitch. You are one tough woman. I at least put on the toque and okay. Although Karen, I think I can change. I'm going to take you up onto the ice roads. I promise you. You'll be wearing fucking insulated underwear. You'll be coming home with everything. How's it going, buddy? You're stuck in traffic in 65 in Indiana. I think there's an accident up ahead. 65 is always a clusterfuck. Well, yeah, look at the time, right? Look at the time. You're in rush hour. Well, it depends where. Would you say? Where the hell are you? Stuck in traffic on 65 in Indiana. Well, 65 is long highway in Indiana. It runs for quite a bit. So, yeah, you could be just about anywhere. But, yeah, it's probably the time and an accident. And it's accident time. So, there you go. I just solved it for you. Take the night off, brother. I got you. Only boots I have are 5-inch high. Ooh, Johnny, you hear this? Johnny, calling guard dog. Only boots I have are 5-inch high leather boots. Not 6, not 4, but 5-inch thigh high leather boots. Johnny's engine just rumbled. Our mattress is $900 on sale, and then we bought a 4-inch memory foam topper. I see. I might do something like that. I might do that. I'm out mid BC right now. I moved to a cargo hub, so at least I'd have a chance. Okay. Well, we might have to keep moving. So yeah, don't work for Herb. Don't work for Herb. Told you it was a story. I never said it was a good one. Yeah, well, it wasn't a story. It was a fucking fantasy. Smoke. Well, you smoke yours. I'll smoke mine. I like mine better. Hey, Smoke, mine's bigger than yours. It's not your fault, Smoke. It's just genetics. God bless some and God didn't bless others. I got the bigger one. You got the smaller one. William Poe, Demont, Indiana is backing up. Well, it could be. There's 100 things. I'm just looking at the time, right? It's in Indiana right now. Out there, it's 4:45. So you're coming up, busy time traffic anyway. So guard just told me another 4 hours before my trailer's loaded. Good. I tell you what, I'll hand over the channel to you, and you sit here and do this for 4 hours, and I'll come down there and hang out. More than likely up there. Nice. Yeah. See, I told you, we got John's attention. We got John. That's the gayest thing I've ever heard. 5-inch high boots made my shingles rumble. There you go. There you go. Johnny's motor's running, man. Johnny's motor is running. Little update on Miss Maggie. She's been with us a year now and a few days, and she's maintaining 75 to 80 pounds. She really has come along nicely. Still hard-headed, but that's the bulldog in her. Wow, 80 pounds. Who walks who, Mr. B? You don't walk that dog. That fucking dog takes you guys for a walk. Back at you, friend. Back at you. Thanks for popping in. I need the high heels for height. I'm only 5 feet tall. So with the high heels on, you're 5'5". My youngest daughter, I think, is 5 feet tall. Like, she's fully grown. She's 5 feet tall. Maddie, the second oldest, is actually, I think, the second or third tallest. And then Brianna is a short fucker, a little tiny fucker. She's probably about 5'4", 5'5". And then both, then Celia is, she's short too. She's fucking, 5'7", 5'6", 5'5", 5'6", around there. And then the two oldest ones, Catherine and Ashley. Ashley's a 6-footer, and Catherine's like just a hair under a 6-footer. Both of them are tall. So it's you come to our place. If I line up like all my kids, it's like this. Like none of them, there was no equal size on any of them. Yeah, I came home early a day. I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I got my final checkup for the peepers. So I got to go in tomorrow, and they're going to do all the testing and everything like that. So I was able to get off the road today, but I'm on a night schedule, right? Like, I start work at 1 a.m. and I work 12, 13 hours. So I'm usually rolling back into the yard, up there around about 1:32 in the afternoon. And then, I'm usually in bed by 3:34, sometimes 5 o'clock. So right now I'm trying to flip myself back onto a day schedule. So I'm going live. I got nothing to say. I got nothing to contribute to the world today. Absolutely nothing. I'm just out here relying on you guys to entertain the shit out of me, just to keep me awake. I need to stay awake till probably about 8 o'clock. So IH, any great ideas or any controversial bullshit, or if anybody wants to argue, hey, I'll even argue with you if it'll keep me awake. Although I'm not in a fighting mood today. I'm not. I was in a fighting mood last live. Today I'm not really in a fighting mood. So where's the poll for the boots? I don't know. You ask her. Ask her where the poll is. I get taken out for a drag when I need one. Hey, I bet. An 80-pound bulldog. Yeah, that thing's doing whatever you want. I'm telling you, whatever it wants. Never mind what you want. Who you kidding? What about you being in drag? Not me being in drag. Maybe Mr. Bees is in drag. Guard dog, I even have 6-inch. Oh, fuck. Here you go. Here we go. Come on. You can't do this to Johnny. Karen, next thing you know, you guys will be texting, sending pictures. You can't be doing it. The man's down in Texas with a lot of time on his hands while his trailer's getting loaded. You can't be talking. First, you got, 5-inch thigh-high boots, and now you're talking about, 6-inch sparkle stilettos. Jesus, jumping Joseph and Mary girl. Come on. Poor Johnny's going to burst. Oh, too late. Too late. Guard dog pop. Well, I don't know how to pronounce the name. My apologies, sir. But thank you, sir. I'm here learning to speaking English. Well, I'll be honest with you. I appreciate that you're here. Thank you very much. Thanks for tuning in. I may not be the best guy in the world to be learning English from, but if there's anything that I can possibly say that helps you, go with it, man. Go with it. If you need to learn how to swear in English, I can hook you up with that. I can teach you how to swear in French. I can teach you to swear in Italian, Russian, German, little Portuguese. But talking, I'm down to English. I got a little bit of French, but hey, man, if you want to hang out and just listen to us and if the reading of the comments and me talking away here helps you out at all, hey, brother, welcome aboard, man. Thank God you're here. Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Well, subscribe, man, and hit the like button. Okay, these are English lessons. You can't come into the channel without hitting the like button. So go hit that like button. And then subscribe. And once you've subscribed, then we'll go to lesson 2. Okay. Johnny's rolling on the floor laughing. My canine Sky is 9 years old this year and is 93 pounds. Holy Christ. 93 pounds. That's big. But I used to have a Bernese Mountain Dog, and he was a male. His name was Jack. And he was pure. And in the wintertime, he'd bulk up to about 155, 160. That was a 155-pound dog. And in the summer, he'd trim down to somewhere about 145, 140, 145. That dog, you could ride it. Now, he was a big alpha male. And that dog was something else. But I'm not used to that dog was so big that my pit bull would fuck with it, and Jack would just, that'd be it, right? Sadie'd be nipping at him, and he'd just be laying there. Then he'd get up, and she'd be picking and they're just fucking with him, just messing around with him. They weren't fighting. She was just being playful. Finally, Jack would have enough, and you'd hear the groan. It was not a roar, but it was like a groan. It was like a, and he'd literally just go like this. Front paws up, and he'd fall over and land on top of her. And all you'd see is over his shoulder, you'd see her snout sticking up here, and off his hind quarter down there, you'd see her tail sticking out. And he'd just pin her to the floor. And there was nothing she could do. Nothing she could do to get out of that dog. And she'd be down there for about 10 seconds. And all of a sudden you'd hear the most pitiful sound you'd ever heard come out of a pit bull. It's like, all right, Jack, let her up. And you know what? Jack would let her up. She'd jump up, bite him, and run. It's like, Jesus, determined dog. But yeah, we've had big dogs. Brian, I got a question for you on the fuel issue. Dude, if you've got a question, don't count on me for an answer. I'm counting on you for answers, bro. As long as you see the money and stays away from those damn ostriches. Oh, let me tell you. That ostrich story. Some of that was true. Yeah, the acid in the ostrich, that's a true story. I will one day tell it. I don't tell stories about my days before I was recovered. It's just not part of what I do. But every once in a while, I'm not going to say that everything I did back then was horrible and miserable. There was some funny shit that did happen. Maybe one day I'll tell that story, but yeah, it involves double barrel purples, rest area raccoon. I don't know how old you are. So if you don't, I don't know if you would know what that is for acid, right? What tabs those were, but the two double barrel purples, a Z24 Cavalier, and two purple ostriches. And maybe one day I'll tell you the story. That's all I'm going to tell you. So it's just another day. Yeah, you got it. Not a fighter here. You know what? I could if I had to, but I don't want to. I'm just not. I'm not angry at anybody enough anymore these days, except Trudeau. But we're not going there today. I don't look good in drag. I look better naked. You're really pushing this naked part there, Mr. Bees. You really are. You're really pushing the, let's get naked and you look good naked. And I don't know. Oh shit! I learned. The hell is that say? Ellis here? Fuck off, Johnny. You're hurting my head. I tell you what, gentlemen that's learning English, do me a favor in the comments, as close as you can possibly get it, write your name in English as to what it would sound like. I promise not to, I'm not doing it because I want to make fun of you, right? But obviously your name comes up on my screen as symbols. Like to me, they look like symbols. To you, it's your writing and it's your language. But to me, that means nothing to me. I don't know what that means. So as closely as you can, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just write out what your name would sound like in English. Rand McTrucker, what's up? Just parked for the night. Good shit there, man. Glad you're okay. Anytime you can pull the brakes and get the night over and you've survived another day is another good day, Randall, the way I think about it. I can teach you Southern USA. Well, I can do the same thing. I can teach you Southern USA. All you do is just you close one side of your mouth and you start talking like that, right? So now I'm talking like the Southern US. Y'all come on over here. Y'all go over there. Let's go on up here. Let's gumption up there. There. That's Southern US. You get out to the Northeast, right? You get out to Mass, out to Boston, get some chata. Johnny, you shouldn't, but where you are, you don't even be speaking Southern US. You should be speaking Mexican, Spanish. Randall's in Michigan. Good thing. Good stuff. Glad you're safe. Hold down Michigan. Make sure it doesn't go anywhere, eh? Is the name Korean? I should have asked that. I should have asked if what denomination is. Are you what country you're from? Good thing Johnny asked for us. So, Brian, I'm not sure if Dark Jar told you, but Alan is going to be working for TrailCon. Yeah, she told me. Good for him. I don't know anything. To be honest with you, I don't know jack shit about TrailCon. I've never had to do any business with them or work with them or anything like that. So, God, I hope it works out for you, man. I really do. I'm going to be a Canadian. Attaboy. Good for you. And once you become a Canadian, can you sponsor me so I can become a Canadian? I'm just kidding. I'm already a Canadian. I was born here. Hell yeah. Everybody's excited. Our new friend here is going to be a Canadian. I bet Maggie hits that 90. She's only a year old, but she is fast. She's got a great war face. I would not want to be on the end of it. Yeah. My old K9 Hawk was a Mastiff who was 157 pounds. Yeah. They're amazing when they're that size, eh, John? When they get to be that size and they still limber, right? Jack was Bernese, and they're not known to be, they're not agile dogs by any means, but he could still move. Like he could move and jump and pounce, and he could fuck around. And until he got older, until he got up to about seven or I think he's 7.5 years old. He bottomed out. He's just tanked. But yeah. Is it always the same tank that goes lower than the other? Yes. Yes, it's always the passenger tank that empties, and the driver's side tank is always full. Like the truck is on the other side of that garage door right there. Okay. And it's been parked for about, say, 3 hours. So by now, the tanks have leveled back out. The truck's been turned off. The tanks have leveled out. If I was to get into it right now and drive, say, the 75 or 85 miles from here back up to our yard, by the time I got back up to the yard, the passenger tank would be down at probably about a quarter tank, and the driver's side tank would be completely full. Completely full. And my fuel gauge is in the passenger side tank, right? So I fill my tank in the morning. I fill my tanks in the morning. And when I park my truck, I'll do 425 miles or whatever for the day. And when I park my truck, my fuel gauge is showing me between a quarter and 3/8 a tank of fuel. Meanwhile, I've got a full tank right there beside me that I can't use. So that was the long answer to your short question. The answer to that is yes, sir. Yes, it is the one tank, always the same tank. Now the funny stuff. Let's hear that. No, we're not going to talk about my funny stuff. Truckers Education Network. How much for the Uperchuk hat? Not for sale, bro. This thing's been sitting on my head for over 10 years. This, believe it or not, 10 years. Look at this. I noticed it, just noticed it yesterday. Ten years. My kids bought me that hat. It was one of those, Christmas present things. And so I got a hat and some other stuff like that. And it's just one of those that really fits well. It's well made, and it fits under a work helmet. Like I can put my hard hat on over it, right? So in the wintertime, I don't have to go get the big garb. I do have it, but I don't like to wear it to keep warm and shit. So I just put the hat on. But again, long answer to your short question, Jeff. Yeah, she's not for sale. She's staying on my head. Although, Eric. Oh, I'll tell you this one. I don't know what it is. I've got another one like it. You guys know the camo one I've got? Almost identical. Almost the same material, almost identical. But for some reason, it feels better and wears better. I'm not digging this one. I've only had this one about a year. It's still stiff. The other one's all floppy because it's like 20 years old. But this one's a little, I don't know. I'm not digging this one. I'll sell that one. But I'm not selling this. And of course, I got my TJ Bull of the Woods hat, but I can't sell that. I love TJ. I can't do that to him. Yep. And a trained canine. You got her, but I don't know anything about party candy. Well, that's a good thing. Unfortunately for me, I do. I know more than I probably should know. Hawk would part the sea of people. Yeah, that was a great thing about walking. I'd be walking, and I had this dog with my ex. I didn't have this dog with Dar, and I'd be holding on to Jack, the Bernese Mountain Dog, and she'd be holding on to Sadie, the pit bull, and we'd be walking down the sidewalk, and you just see people crossing it, like 150, 200 yards ahead of us. They're crossing the street. They're just walking across the street, right? And at any given time, at that time, my two oldest kids were really young. We're talking, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, young. And Catherine would be sitting on Jack. She'd lay across his back, and the dog would just walk with Catherine on him. So, yeah, it was. People get skittish when they see big dogs. But a Bernese Mountain Dog, I keep calling it Bernese Mountain Dog. They're beautiful dogs, and they're gentle. Absolutely gentle. Hell of a bark on them, like one of those low growl roar barks. You didn't want to be the stranger trying to break into the house, but My 25-pound Yorkie mixed mutt is easy to get in and out of the truck, and so I'm sticking with the smaller breeds. Well, organized, you know what? I had he's still alive, but I don't have him in the truck anymore because he's just too old. I think he's almost 13. It's just a King Charles Spaniel, right? So he's a 14-pound dog, short breed, short hair, doesn't shed, hypoallergenic. I had him in the truck for 10 years, and he was a great dog. He, doesn't need a lot of exercise. You don't have to walk him 13 times a day. You don't have to do anything with him. Smart. And he was content just to, curl up on the passenger seat and rest his head on. That's when I had the Peterbilt. And so the window ledge was like a little lower, and he'd just rest his head up on the window ledge with the window down. And he'd sit there all day long in the summertime, all day long, just watching traffic go by. Nothing else made that dog happy other than just watching. Yo, bounced in from Sterling's live. Yeah, I knew that he was live. And I didn't step on him on purpose, but I did say earlier today in his premiere that I was going to be going live, and I gave a time, and I didn't want to do it, but obviously I didn't want to sit around because I would have fallen asleep. So I watched him when he came on, from when he started his live, and I watched him right up until mine started. I apologize. It's not my way to ever step on somebody, but I did have this already planned. So if he wants to, I tell you what, if he wants to, I'll go live tomorrow and he can step on me. Okay. Fair is fair. Fair is fair. Tolga, how you doing? Oh, by the way, Robert, thank you for being here. Appreciate you, my brother. You know that. My boy from England. Uh-oh. I didn't see the comment. Now I've seen it. Okay. Oi. I'm going to put my head down as I go down. The next one, guard dog. Yeah. Yeah, I curious too. Okay. What's this? Who's this guy? Oh, damn. Is Sterling, are you still live? If he's still live, I'll drop the link and he can come in here and he can go live in here if he wants. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, our friend. So that's a Y-I-Q-U-N. So I'm going to assume, though, the last name I can probably nail off. That'd be Zeng. Either Zeng or Zhang. But I'm going to say Zeng. Or Zheng. It may be Zheng. The Z may not be pronounced as Z or Z. It may be a Z. So Zheng. Tell me if I'm getting close here. I don't know. Is that Yikin? Yiquan? If I'm really butchering your name or doing this badly, I apologize. I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm just taking a swing at it. You wrote it out, so I'm going to try to sound it out. The least I could do, right? I'm just going to go Yikin Zing. Yikin? It's hard with the Oriental languages, all of them, because like Y's are sometimes silent or they sound something else. Z's and J's and H's all sound different. They don't sound the same, like as for our language, for English. So, I could be saying, Yik and Zhang, and that could be completely 100% way off, not even close. So if I butchered your name or if I said it very badly, I apologize. I am no way, shape, or form a scholastic, vocabularist. So I'm just but a humble truck driver trying to make a living. That's all I am. Bashed on. Oh God, fuck! I'm feeling guilty. Don't worry, I don't feel guilty long. It'll pass in about 4, 3, 2, 1. We're good. Organize. His screen name translates to justice. That's what those 2 characters mean from Google Translate. Chaos. Thank you. So his name translates to English. The English translation is justice. Cool. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought, 690, right? So it would be like pleasure, right? So the pleasure. Mind you, I got no teeth, so I got a double one. It's really hard, right? So let's go back up to that, right? Zheng. So yeah, pleasure, Zheng. All right. I think I got that. The first name, I know I definitely screwed it up. The first name, I know I definitely screwed it up. The second name, I think I got it. I may have got it. I hope I, oh God, I don't know. I could be close. I could be 10 miles out. I don't have a clue. I directly say Boston. Okay. 690 is saying Chinese. Anybody else? What are you saying? Everybody, 690 says Chinese. I think Johnny thinks he's Korean. Now these military guards won't let them in. Oh, well, that sucks. Doesn't look like Cantonese. Well, what are you, an expert? Hey, man, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. I just, I appreciate the fact that you stopped in and said hi. And you're leaving it to me and 27 other people to teach you English. You're a brave man, dude. You really are. We also have Sweet Pea. She's a miniature bulldog and a miniature beagle. She has 3 legs. She's a hopper and hitting 40 pounds. She's 7. Dude, what is it with the animals at your house? Actually, it's you. You got knocked out by a 700-pound piece of concrete. You got a 3-legged dog. You got a bulldog that could probably fucking pull the house off the foundation. Jeez. He will work Friday through Sunday, 12-hour shifts, off till Friday night, but gets paid for 40 hours a week. Gonna love it. That's a good gig. That's a good gig. I was talking with Dar because we were just talking about her job and everything like that. And I asked her, I said, if they offered you, instead of working like 5 8-hour shifts in a week, if you worked 4 10s, would you do it? She said, yeah, I would definitely do that. I would definitely, if I ever had the chance, if I was ever in a position where and I was working somewhere and I wasn't doing what I'm doing now, but I was working in an office or something like that, I could work 4 10s instead of 5 8s. Absolutely. Absolutely. She's about a foot high and 18 inches long and 40 pounds. Dude, I don't care what you look like naked. I'm telling you one more. This is the last time, Mr. Bees. We don't care what you look like naked. So passenger tank has the main fuel draw and it's not split. That is messed up. We don't know what it is, right? From what they can tell, hold on. IH is right under there. I think I emailed you my number. Let me, if not, let me know. Hold on. I'll go look. No. wheelburnerexpress@gmail.com. If you've got ideas, IH, because everybody I know is out of ideas. Like I said, they're either going to rip the whole system out and reinstall brand new, or they're going to try to go the old school way and tap each tank and just do a gravity feed crossover, right? I'm at a loss. I really am. And for the amount of time and energy and money that's already been spent on this problem, it's ridiculous. And it's one of these days, it's gonna put me in a bad position. Thank God right now I'm doing what I'm doing. And with the company I'm with, I don't do a lot of long and I don't do a lot of places where I can't get fuel. But if I had to go somewhere that I couldn't get fuel or where I was going to need all 270 gallons of my fuel capacity to be able to do what I was doing, I'd be in a bit of a bind right now. So right now I'm actually kind of lucky. So I got to get this figured out. Check the tank vents, make sure they're not plugged. They're brand new. Okay. Big Steel, in case you didn't know, it's got new tank vents, new lines, new T, new return lines. Everything from the engine back has been changed. Now, I haven't done it yet, and I don't know why, but Big Steel, somebody did say to me, he didn't actually tell me, it was a technician or a mechanic, but a technician that works at Volvo. And he said they had a bunch of them having the same problem. And what it wasn't the tank vent, but on the vent or with the vent, there's a screen. Take those screens out. He said they take them all out. They don't even leave them on anymore. They just rip those fucking screens right out off those tank vents. He says what will happen is those tank vents, because the tanks are so sensitive, all it takes is one of those screens to get gummed up with something or some shit like that, and it'll throw the whole system right out of whack. So now, or Volvo, or at least at that dealership, they just take the tank vents and they take the screens off them. So, but in order for me to do that with mine, I got to take the side skirts off and all that kind of shit. So I think what I'm going to do is my truck's going in next week for an alignment, and when they do that, once they've got it in there into the shop and everything's there, I can pop the side fairings off and I can pull those screens off. Now, I haven't done it. I don't know if it's going to work. I think I asked IH guy one time before about that because he told me this a while ago, and it makes sense. It does make sense. Dear God, 10 years? Yeah. Yeah, you don't want that. Well, 690, y'all on the same continent, so it makes sense that y'all dialect evolved similarly. Wow, man, you guys are using big words. Can we get back down to like the 2 and 3 letter words, are, and, if, but, kind, that kind of stuff? These big words are starting to really mess with me. Yeah, it's probably a holdover from Chinggis. I'm not going to say that one. 10 years. That's cray. Got to stay up on fashion. Now, stay up on fashion. $10 from Mr. Like, Truckers Education Network. Thank you, Jeff. Pumpkin roll and $5. You got it. I didn't eat the pumpkin roll. I wouldn't touch it. But Dar did. She enjoyed it. I got the chocolate. And let me tell you, Jeff, I made a complete glutton of myself. I'm embarrassed to say. It was so good. If that chocolate, if put it this way, if the pumpkin roll was on the same level as that chocolate roll was, I can see why you guys were all diving over and oohing and awing over that pumpkin roll, because that chocolate was sick. That chocolate was whatever. It was first tier. It was fantastic, man. That's a tenner. That actually in Canadian, that's what? We're 32 cents? So $1.32 for every American. So yeah, that's what, $196 Canadian, man. Thanks, Jeff. You just paid a day of fuel for me. Very true, 690. Well, if this convoy thingy is more of a con and less of a voy, and not one bouncy castle, what I have seen, some of us just don't understand, like, no bouncy castles. Hey, man, they can't have a convoy without a bouncy castle. What's the matter with these people? Did they not learn anything from us? We had hockey games. We had bouncy castles. We had slides. We had, what else did we have? We had a whole whack of stuff. We had a whole children's center set up for the kids, for people that brought their kids. Dude, we did it right. Trust me. Nothing more prouder than in the middle of the convoy, a couple of boys moved their trucks. We had it set up big enough that they had a rink, like a rink size. Obviously, we weren't skating in the street. We're on Wellington Street. But we had hockey nets and we had 2 teams and they were playing. I wasn't, but they were playing hockey. And everybody's standing on the side of the road watching the hockey game with a Tim Hortons double-double. It does not get any more Canadian than that. It does not get any more Canadian than that. Watch it. And here's the funny thing. All of the guys playing hockey, and some of the kids, but it was a lot of the adults were, they were all truck drivers, and they were of every nationality. We had Indians, Pakistani, Azerbaijan, Portuguese, French, English, you name it. They were all there, and they were all playing hockey. Not very well, but they were playing hockey. It was a good time. It really was. I have a ramp for Sky that connects to the side doors. That's why I like the small dogs, John, right? Like, because then I can just pick Charlie up and I didn't even have to, I pick him up, I put him on the floor and he'd hop up on his own seat. So, the only thing I did, I don't bring him, I had to stop taking him, because he was getting a little too old, right? He couldn't, he needed the bathroom more and he was having trouble getting up and down off his seat and up and down off the bed. So it was like, you know what? Okay, it's time to retire you. And I haven't got another truck dog, and I probably won't. I'll probably be retiring before the next dog does. Yeah, and Ubis loves sitting in a passenger seat and just watch out the window. So did mine. If we were ever, like, say we were rolling through traffic and we were in a traffic jam, he'd literally just sit there and like the window ledge would be like this. And he'd sit there and he'd just hang his head out the window like that and just look down at all the cars as they're going by or as we're going by cars. And he'd give a bark or he'd whatever. And I swear to God, that dog had more fun in the truck. Our dog loved Dar. Every dog loves Dar. I've not seen a single animal. Dar could walk out into the middle of a damn forest and she'd have all the deer and you know, elk and freaking moose and rabbits, raccoons, mice, squirrels, chipmunks. They'd all just gather at her feet. I don't know what it is about her, but it's her spirit. It's Dar's spirit. She's got that spirit, you know, and the animals just love her. Recycled hooligan. How the hell are you, man? Hopefully you're not out riding these days. Not today. Well, you can't be riding where I am. A little too chilly and a little too icy. The roads are not doing too well here. Polga saying hi. Hi. It's supposed to be to take the border back, but yet some kind of religious group. But at last I checked, Jesus was an open border kind of guy. I don't know. I've been trying to follow it with what I can get up here, and I've been watching some stuff that I've seen, but it's not, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, and I'm not an American, so you guys know a whole lot more than I do. It's going to turn into a fucking shit show, and it's going to turn into a cable news network shit show is what it is. And it's going to turn into, basically at the end of all of this, it's going to be a bunch of Republicans yelling at a bunch of Democrats, it's your fault, and a bunch of Democrats yelling at a bunch of Republicans, it's your fault. That's all this is going to be. I hope I'm wrong, but it is. Oh, I toke. Woo. What'd Sterling say? Well, Sterling can't be that mad at me. He sent me $4.20. I'm super offended. We can always step together. Uh-oh. I don't know what that means. We can always step together. I'll have to think about that one, Sterling. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I am your very old friend. I got no problem with old friends. All of my best friends are my old friends. I am the type of man that I don't have a lot of friends. I know a lot of people, but I don't have a lot of friends. And the friends that I do have go back years. I mean, years, where my children know their children, their children, and so on, all the way down the line. And that's the way I have always surrounded myself. I think for me, it's just been because the life that I led before this, it's a safety thing. It's a security thing for me. It's safety and security and comfort. That doesn't mean that I'm not up to making new friends. I got no problem with that. Sterling ended his live 12 minutes ago via TMZ. Thanks, Randall. That's awesome. Reed, good evening, Wheel Burner. How you doing, Reed? We're just hanging out in my garage, smoking a cigar, drinking a Dr. Pepper, trying to stay awake for what do we got left here? We're what, 6? For me, it's 6:20, 6:23. So I got another hour and a half. Come on, boys and girls. Come on, you got to keep it going for another hour and a half. Keep it going for another hour and a half. I'm loving them. I am loving him. Randall, I am loving Tucker Carlson in Canada. And let me tell you something. The Canadians are loving him. They are just eating him up. This guy stood there on a stage and told Canadians that we should be laughing at our prime minister because he's such a joke. I mean, the balls on this guy, beautiful. Love it. Love it. He has not said a single thing that I've disagreed with yet. And then he did the sit down with Jordan Peterson. Two of the greatest thinking minds right now for today, right now, and with what's going on in the world. Oh man, let him go. I loved it. I loved it. I will listen to Tucker Carlson talk about Trudeau or talk about what's going on in Canada all day long. All day long. Yes, no one pronounces my name that I can realize they call me. Well, you know what? When you become a Canadian, somebody along the line, you'll become a Canadian and you'll start working and everything like that. And somebody you'll make some friends, and somebody eventually will just go, okay, Bob, and they'll call you Bob, or they'll call you Randall, or they'll call you whatever. You'll end up with a Canadian name. You'll end up with your mom, your dad, your wife, your brothers, your sisters, your aunts, your uncles, your family will call you your traditional Oriental name. But in Canada and the US, if we can't pronounce your name, we'll just give you one. And it's out of respect. It's not an insult, believe me. You can sing Intrusive Thoughts winning tonight. I ain't singing shit. I ain't singing, rapping. I ain't doing nothing. So I really have no clue what's up the whole thing about. But so far I have seen one very nice pickup truck pulling a badass trailer. Well, maybe that's all it takes. You know what? Maybe that's all it takes. We also have an awesome bus. The rest is four pickup trucks and a van. Who knows? Robert? That's his name. That's his name. I say we just call him Sylvester. Leave it to Robert. Sylvester does Chinese. Leave it to Robert. But they have also made $160,000 in fundraising. Yeah, well, you know what? If they were in Canada, the government would have fucking grabbed it and stolen it on them. Let me tell you. SST, 6th Emperor Tyrannus. Stay awake, wheel burner. Brother, I'm working on it. The cigar is helping, and, well, the Dr. Pepper ain't doing jack squat. It's zero sugar anyway, but it's all right. I think I can get another hour and a half out of this deal. Any of you guys still driving? If you're driving, hopefully we can get you where you're going. Get out. Get out right now. You can't be here. Sterling, if you're still in here, we need to, never mind. 690, you need to leave. Okay. Do not come back until you can come back in and tell me what that movie was about. Jesus Christ, you should be ashamed of yourself. That generation. Damn. You know, I've never seen a guy sorry, I missed that one. Recycle you're without the trucks. I don't know what's going on with my mouth. Smokey and the Bandit, absolutely. But no Convoy? Oh, come on. Convoy is a documentary, a realistic look at a greater time in American trucking. Couldn't have said that better myself. Stay. No, dude, I am not woke. I am the least woke fucking motherfucker you've ever fucking met on the motherfucking earth. I am not woke. There's enough of those. Not so much. Even Smokey and the Bandit had a truck. Yeah. What was it, Mr. Bees? What was it? Come on, son. It was a Kenworth. Come on. Yes, the time of the concrete cowboys. Yeah. Those back in those days, those boys were badass. We are not badass. We are not even close to being badass. You can't even fucking use the words bad and ass when you're describing the truck drivers of today. 60s and 70s truckers, those guys were badass. My grandfathers, both of them truck drivers, badass, man. Came out of the army, came out of the World War II, and became truck drivers. Badass. That's why I idolized them, because they were badass, man. I believe it. I wish I could have experienced trucking even 10 years before I got in, but I was only 9. Yeah, we won't hold that against you. I can honestly say, at least I am grateful that I've been around for a while. Like, I'm disgruntled and disgusted with the way the trucking, the world and the industry and the general public look at us as truck drivers today. But I was trucking back in the day when we were heroes, when we were, great. People looked at us and worshipped us, and they respected us for the job that we did, and they knew that their lives depended on us doing our job. Nowadays, nobody cares. Nobody cares. I'm just a great big, 78-foot long object on the road that's in your way. You're in your way, and that's unfortunate. That truly is unfortunate, because you know what? I know some guys today that are my age that are still driving, and they're great men. They're great drivers. They're great teachers. They're great. They pass on. They're more than willing to pass on any knowledge or tricks of the trade that they have, that they know. I was on the phone with Sterling the other day, and while I was talking to Sterling, one of my idols walked into the room that we were sitting there talking, and I had Sterling on speaker because I was eating my dinner, and Johnny was standing there listening to it, and I guess Johnny piped in with a couple of words on the conversation, but it's like Johnny's been trucking for 46 years. 46 years. People, I was 8 when John started driving. I'm 54. Those guys are my heroes. Johnny knows what it's like to drive from here to California in an R model Mac with a fucking seat with no air ride in it. So it's like sitting on a milk crate with a piece of wood, with a piece of flat wood where somebody stapled a couple of cushions, He knows what that's like. Who remembers BJ and the Bear? Absolutely. What truck was that, hooligan? What truck was that? Right? Smokey and the Bandit was a K100. What Kenworth K100? What truck was the BJ and the Bear? Come on, somebody give it to us here. Let's go. White Line Fever. That had two meanings back then, eh? It was written, the song was written, for the general public to think about the White Line Fever. But there was also an ulterior meaning to parts of that song. The convoy does not. The convoy, well, it's going to be a con nothing if they don't get their asses in gear. The movie Convoy is if you want for free. I think you could. It's probably on one of the movie channels. It's probably on Netflix, Prime, or Yahoo, or Lulu, or Boohoo, or frickin' whatever the hell it is, right? Or you can go right there. You can go watch it on YouTube. There you go. Smokey and the Bandit is overrated. Oh my God. Get out of here. Get out of here. Come on. That was Jerry Reed. First, okay. You got a 76 Trans Am, TA Trans Am with a 6.6. Beautiful. Sorry, 79. Then you've got a K100 Kenworth cab over Okay, I've got wood right now, just there, just with that. You got Sally Fields running around in tight jeans. That doesn't do nothing for your wood. You got Jerry Reed, who can play a guitar like nobody's business, sang the theme song, Eastbound and Down, wrote it in 15 minutes, by the way, wrote that whole song in 15 minutes. And then you got Burt Reynolds wrapping it all up. What could possibly be overrated about that? Tell me, Randall, one thing. I'm sitting here with a boner, and you're telling me that's overrated? Oh, shame on you. Shame on you. I have something for you to try. Yes. Okay. Well, you know what? Oh, look at that. As we're talking. Okay, I got it. Any time in particular? Like I'm going to be going to the doctor tomorrow, but then I got tomorrow afternoon off. Like, how about I'll just send you a text, and when it's convenient for you, you just call me. Does that work for you? If that works for you, then it works for me, dude. I'm easy, and I'm cheap. Link is to the movie Convoy. Yeah, I figured. Not available in Canada. Look at that, $6.90. I already tried it. Time to get a VPN going. Yeah. Highballing is a good trucking movie. Highballing is a good trucking movie. Highballing. What the hell's wrong with me? Should I know this movie? Anybody? Anybody? Tell me, should I know this movie, Highballing? I'm drawing a blank here. Quinn, if you say it's a good movie, because you and I go way back and we're such good friends, I will take your word for it. But I don't know that movie. Soon heading out to make some Poncerazzi. Oh, God damn. You know what I had for dinner? I had an omelet. I had actually, I was craving a ham and cheese omelet. And I went in there and there was no ham. So I used bologna. I'm so sad. That was so pathetic, but it was good. But I ended up using bologna. Thank God we had bologna, because then I'd have been going into the cupboard for spam. Trucking with Liberty. Sensor may be working now. ABS wheel sensor on the trailer has been on for longer than I care to admit. Smacked it with a hammer and a screwdriver, disconnected, reconnected. All the connections now works. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Jesus. Donnie, you've had a rough couple of weeks between the ice and the check engine light that you had for 3 days there, 4 days that was driving you nuts. Dude, you had a rough couple of weeks. I hope this gets better for you. Hopefully. Yeah, you got it. Obviously, because I got the email. I would appreciate anything that you've got. I'm willing to try almost anything now. Yeah, hopefully, Don. Hopefully. I didn't like that. Right? Black Dog. That had what's his name? Meatloaf. Right? I didn't get I got the movie, obviously. I just couldn't kind of get into it. I didn't enjoy it. I watched it, but it wasn't for me. Maybe it was too dark, a little too complicated. I'm just a simplistic type guy. I still on Sunday mornings, man, I'm still watching Bugs Bunny Roadrunner Hour. Don't get no simpler than that. Hooligan, I'm BJ McKay, and this is my best friend, Bear. I tell you right now, BJ McKay did not talk like you. I guarantee goddamn to you, Robert. I'm gonna have to call you Wheel Best. You get so far behind in the comments. I was all caught up a while ago, but then, somebody asked me a question. They ask a real short question. I give them a 40-minute answer, and now I'm 2 hours behind in the comments. So, you know what? Hey, unless you've got a real dying question, you absolutely have to know something. I'll get to you. I'll get to you. What are you guys passing out my email address around just to, Must be Common Core math. Yeah, that's me. I wish I could be embarrassed of eating too much. I don't feel gluttonous. I'm cranky. Hey, you know what, Randall? Believe me, I get cranky and irritable. I start stuffing shit in my face that I shouldn't be eating. I just know it. I'm guilty of that. Dolga, thanks, my friend. There you go. IH. Okay, we'll scan through. We'll skip. I see a bunch here that are longer. Drivers getting banned from Buc-ee's. I just saw a video on a guy here in BC go into a Shell with a sign saying no truckers. With the way drivers dump garbage, I kind of understand them banning us. Well, what do you think Walmart did? Right? Walmart for years was free parking for us. And it was great because you had bathrooms available to you, you had shopping available to you, you had food, you could go in and usually there was a restaurant or something in the Walmart or whatever. It was great. And we took advantage of it. You know, you're leaving your piss bottles and your bags of garbage out in the fucking Walmart parking lot. Well, you think some guy or some girl at Walmart, you think that that's her job? Their job is to come out and get the carts, not pick up our garbage. And finally, a Walmart, most of the Walmarts, as far as I know, they've said, no, forget it. You guys are slobs. Don't forget about blood pressure levels for those with upcoming DOT physicals ending with the winter season. I found out the hard way how easy it's to think we're healthy. My blood pressure is absolutely fine. I don't have to worry about that. Thank God. Every time I've ever had my blood pressure checked, I'm pinpoint perfect. Actually, my blood pressure is actually a little low, and they don't worry about it. I've been this way my entire life. Leave the cap loose on your driver's side tank and see if the problem persists. Even with the vent valves replaced, the hoses can be plugged. But you know what? We've had the Wednesday or Thursday of last week. I got back to the yard early. I had them blow every line out. They disconnected the fuel line off the fuel filter, blew that one out. The return lines blew out everything, Sterling. So there's nothing blocking those lines. All the lines are clear. Yeah, the DOT physical will eventually end my career. I think it pretty much ends most of us, right? No need to take dar hunting, no. No. But back to what Tyrannus was saying, I probably think that the ministry, the DOT physicals are up here. It's the MTO, right? We call it the MTO, Ministry of Transportation. You guys have the DOT, Department of Transportation. Up here, I think the MTO probably retires more drivers than the drivers themselves. You know, it's hard to stay healthy enough to keep working. Here's an honest question for you. Look around our industry. How many of you looking around our industry can find a lot of truck drivers that are absolutely the epitome of health? I probably know, and I don't even know the guy personally. I know that guy that's on the ET channel that's jacked up, muscles and everything like that. And he looks healthy. I'm not going to, maybe he isn't. I don't know. He could be, in poor health, but at least he looks healthy. But other than that guy, I don't see a lot of, real healthy, truck drivers. It's just, it's the way our industry is. It's the way our lifestyles are while we're out on the road doing the jobs we're doing. Some of us try to make an effort to take steps to eat healthier, cook healthier food. Don't buy packaged food. Don't buy fast food, It's still hard. It is still very difficult to do. Like, I don't eat at restaurants while I'm out, unless, say, if I ran into Randall or I ran into Tyrannus or someone while I was out on the road, yeah, we'd go in and have a bite to eat. We'd stop at a restaurant and have a bite to eat. But for the most part, I eat out of my truck. All of my meals are pre-made. They're made from scratch. Everything goes into containers and goes into my fridge. I play Tetris in my fridge. I get everything all set up, and everything that's my entire week of meals. Other than, and even my coffee I make in my truck now, right? So, but I can see that back in the days, we used to eat in the restaurants, twice a day. right? You stop quickly and have a bite to eat you didn't stop for lunch. You'd run in, you put fuel in your tank, you'd run in, grab 2 burgers, some fries, and a Coke. You'd run back to your truck and you'd be eating the burgers and the fries and Coke while you were driving. So we would do that. And then you'd stop somewhere, usually at a TA, and go into the Iron Skillet or into whatever restaurants were around and grab a bite to eat. It's no wonder we were so big. Like I said, 265, I was at my biggest. 265. Dude, if I ever saw 300, I'd have lost my shit and come unglued. I'm kind of looking forward to getting fat and happy. Well, I've been fat and I wasn't happy. It's Tyrannus. I don't know how old you are, man, but at my age right now, like just to get from 265, like 3 years ago, down to where I am now, it's been murder. It's been murder. I'm sure if I was like in my 30s or in my 20s, it would probably be like that. But right now, like, this is freaking killing. I can put it on probably 20 times faster than I can take it off. I could, over the span of a weekend, if I went in the house over a weekend, sat around the house, did nothing, and just ate like a pig all weekend, I could put fucking 10 pounds on between, Friday and Monday. But it will take me 25 days to get that 10 pounds off. I hate that. I can put it on, no problem. Keep getting it off is a bitch. And now I'm making a concerted effort to get it off or keep it off. Oh, damn. You know what's next? This is a dirty word, man. This is a dirty word, let me tell you. But then you know what's next is exercise. Oh, I am not looking forward to any way, shape, or form of that. Exercise? No. 21, what's that, Donnie? 21 degrees centigrade here. Loving it. Geez, I'm jealous. It was 6 when I came in here. It's probably down to about 0. It's probably around 0. It's probably freezing right now. The sun's down. It's cooled off. I can notice the difference in the garage here. It's cool. 21 is too hot. Give me that minus 21. Yeah, there you go, baby. Yeah, there's a true Canadian right there. We laugh at minus 21. Come on. Already a shit show and political. Yeah. Exactly. That's how far behind in the comments I am, eh? Sorry, guys. Sitting president used executive orders to undo stuff the past president did, only to around during election season and to put the same policies in place to take credit for it. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of that. Hey, Dodie, how are you, baby? Wheel burner. I rode the other day. Still got to get my tires mounted. Being unemployed and the job market, what it is here, life is very much on hold. My tires aren't good enough for long rides. But at least you got out for a ride. I couldn't ride right now. Like if I had to pull out, I could probably go down maybe down my driveway, but if I maybe down the end of my street. But once I got down on one of the the end of the street and got like onto one of the county roads, forget it. I'd kill myself. Sheet of ice. So normal USA bullshit. It's the same up here, Johnny. Same up here. Toga saying hi to Dodie. Hit the like. Yeah, people, please hit the like. I appreciate it. If you're going to make me sit here and hang out with you, at least you can hit the like button for me. Give me something. Throw me a bone here, for Christ's sake. You think this is easy dealing with you people? Become a trucker and get a nickname. That's what we should do with this new friend of ours, John. Sly. Now we got it. Okay. So I'm not even going to pronounce his name, but from here on out, when we see him, his name is Sly. Between you and Robert, man, I can go inside now. You guys got it. You guys got this here. You don't need me. You don't need me. I'm telling you. Hold on a second here. I'm just going to do something here. I'll be with you in a second. Don't be getting excited. Relax. I'm already behind in the comments. What's another freaking minute, right? There. We'll throw the link in if anybody wants to come in and trade insults and shoot shit and tell lies. And damn, what did Trucking with Liberty do? Oh, he's had a rough couple of weeks, Tyrannus. Oh, he really has. He should have been making videos about it all. But be honest with you, it wouldn't have been a good video to listen to a guy cry. Like if I had the last couple of weeks that he's had, it's been rough. I drive. Okay, I'm just going to look. I'm going to go here. I wish I would be a truck driver if I have the opportunity. What's to say you don't have the opportunity? You come to Canada, you'll have the opportunity. There's more foreign truck drivers in Canada than there are Canadian truck drivers. Dude. I keep planning to move to Australia to drive truck, but I keep making bad financial decisions. Yeah, it's called a woman. You probably get all tangled up with a woman somewhere and bunk. Next thing you know, you're broke. Yeah, there you go, Tolga. Tolga's telling you right now. You can be whatever you want, man. You come to Canada, becoming a truck driver is not hard at all. You'll be okay with that. That Convoy movie was about my mentors. Same here, Johnny. Same here. I think you and I are about the same ballpark for career-wise, like driving years and age and whatnot. Same here. Same here. I agree. Cowboy trucking ain't no fun anymore. Too many lazy safety babies out there. Sterling, you got it. You got it. You know, it's one of those things that Sterling, excuse me, you and me and Johnny and Robert, and we could all sit around in a cafe somewhere or in a bar, and we'd be telling stories about, you know, I hate to keep using the term, but back in the day, right? And it would be like, you know, all that time that, you know, me and Robert Robert won't know what the sisters are, but, or let's say Fancy Gap or whatever, but me and Johnny were going across the sisters, and we crested the top, we turned the jakes off, put the clutch in, and just let them roll. Right? You think anybody in their right mind would do that today? Not a chance in hell. Not a chance in hell. The cowboying we did was hairy and scary enough. The cowboying that they did, like our mentors did, they made us look like pussies, for Christ's sake. Kenworth W900A, I watched Twin Sticks. Yeah? Can you drive one? Robert? Can you drive a Twin Stick? Can you drive a 5 and 4? There's nothing wrong with safety. There's a lot of laziness, corner cutting, and shitting in the plastic bag. Well, you're right. There's nothing wrong with safety. But when I think about all the fun in trucking I had, it was occasionally not the safest, but it was fun. And we had fun. And there weren't as many accidents. There weren't as many regulations. We weren't driving tired. All the E-log did is make me a tired driver. I've never been so tired in my life. When I ran paper logbooks, I was never tired. Never. Never. I always had time to get my sleep. I always had time to rest. I always had time.
When I've got an E-log, when that thing goes ding, you start. When it goes ding, you stop. If I'm not tired, when that thing goes ding, that means I'm not going to sleep. So that means instead of getting 8 hours of sleep, I'm only going to get 4 hours of sleep because I've been sitting in my bunk for fucking 4 hours with nothing to do because I'm not tired or I'm watching YouTube. And then the thing's going to go ding in the morning and you got to go. Now you're tired, right? You multiply that day after day after day. I'm telling you, the E-log has done nothing but destroy this industry. A bag if you're lucky. Huh? Now I want to listen to Willin' by Little Feat. That's a real trucker song. I'm gonna have to look that up. This will be the second song I've stolen off you. I got that other one off your video. I can't remember the name of it. You had it on the opening. You were on. You did a short, and it was the opening. I think it was only about 30 seconds of the song, but I was able to look up that song. Convoy was excellent. Best broker ever. No fee, quick pay. You know the customers ahead of time, and they were able to book other brokers' freight through their platform and still get 0 fee quick pay. Look at you with all the big words. Jesus. Yes, I still respect every one of truckers now, especially the truckers who were on the convoy 2 years ago. Well, my friend, I was there. My truck was the 17th or 18th truck to roll into Ottawa. I was in on the very beginning. If you can find pictures of the convoy, because there was a lot of drone pictures and a lot of pictures from the air. If you know what my truck looks like, you'll see it sitting there. My truck was parked on Wellington Street in front of the Parliament buildings. My wife and I were in the very first group of truck drivers that went into Ottawa. And we were also the first group that were assaulted, insulted, terrorized, threatened, shot at, spat at, and all by the police and the politicians, not by the people. I grew up in a truck junkyard. My dad was a trucker. My granddaddy was a trucker. My uncles were drivers. And my first baby pick was in a truck. I can't say my first baby pick was in a truck. My first baby pick was in a 67 Camaro. I know that. Because I was taken home from the hospital in one. But both my grandfathers, my father didn't. My father wasn't. My dad was a cop. So my dad, it skipped that generation. But my grandfathers, and my grandfather's fathers, my grandfathers, and then I've had, instead of having my father as a truck driver, I've got numerous uncles. My mom's cousins, right? So they were older than me, like my parents' age. They were all truckers. Like I call him Uncle Gary, but he was actually my second cousin because he was my mom's cousin. He lived in Little Rock. He was an good old Arkansas boy. And every time he came up to Toronto to deliver a load, he'd swing out to Mississauga, out to where we lived. And he'd park the truck, he'd bring the truck and the trailer right into like suburbia, park it right up the side of the house, because we lived on the corner, like at the end of the street, and it was like a corner. So he could park truck and trailer in there. And I would be in that truck he would get out of it. I'd be like, hey, Gary, and into the truck I'd go, and I'd come out when it was time for dinner, and I'd go back out until it was dark, and I had to be pulled out to go back up and go to have a bath and go to bed. And that was my earliest recollection of trucks. My grandfathers always drove trucks. It's been something in my trucking has always been in my life ever since I was born. It's always been there. And same with Darlene, right? That's why the trucking business works for us. I didn't marry a woman that resented trucking or the business. Dar's dad was a truck driver. You know, my father-in-law is a retired truck driver. He drove longer than I've been driving. So she knows the industry. She knows what's entailed to be a truck driver's wife. Her mom was a truck driver's wife. So, you know, I'm very fortunate now. I never had to break it down going, okay, I'm going to leave on Friday. I'm going to leave on Sunday, and I'm going to be gone for 3 months. And she'd be like, like we didn't really have to deal with a lot of that because, you know, my wife knew. And I was lucky. I was one of those lucky guys. A lot of guys aren't that lucky. K100E. Right, you are. Well, 690 Convoy went bankrupt, so I doubt it, LOL, or the check bounced. Hooligan. I think it was a white Freightliner. Yes, it was. There you go, boy. Look at this guy. Doesn't even drive a truck. Doesn't even drive a truck. That was Big Trouble in Little China. I hated that movie. That was the gayest movie in the whole world. That was a fag movie. Sorry. It was so stupid. Another trucking classic. Yeah. Dude, we don't have enough classics left over anymore. There's none of them. You got to go to a museum to see a real classic truck now. There's a few still down south because they don't have salt, or they don't have rain, and they don't have the elements down there like we have up here. But I fell down a flight of stairs this morning, so I'm going to lay down on the floor and watch that copy of Convoy. Thanks, boys. Good night. 698. Thanks for being here, brother. Thanks for hanging around our channel. Being a good boy. Hey, Wheel Burner, what are some cigar recommendations? Well, Reed, depends on what you like. It depends on what you like. Cigars are one of those things that you have to literally try them as many as you can possibly get. And then what you'll do is you'll make note of the ones that you really enjoyed. And then you start to put yourself together a little, I guess, like a portfolio of cigars. Myself personally, I like Rocky Patel's. They're Nicaraguan. They've got probably, I don't know, 8 to 10 different blends of cigars, different ages, different ring sizes, different cuts, different. I like Rocky Patel's. I like Alec Bradley's. I don't get me wrong. I like Cubans. I do like Monte Cristos. I won't say no if you hand me a Monte Cristo number 2. If you hand me a Romeo and Julieta, I'll smoke that. I got no problem with that. But I started out like everybody else when you got to smoke a Cuban. You got to smoke Cuban cigars. No. The Nicaraguans and the Hondurans and the Dominicans are now making cigars on par, if not better than the Cubans are. And I really enjoy them. So what I would advise you, Reed, is to just start sampling. Start sampling. Every time you're in the cigar store, buy like what I used to do is I'd buy 4 or 5 of ones I've never heard of, right? And what you do is you keep the rings, right? You keep the ring, the paper ring. So if it's one you like, you keep the ring. If you don't, you toss the ring, right? So then you can go back and like I said, make note of these are the cigars that you like, and just start sampling them. If you like Rocky Patel's got a couple of really good, like they got an 8-year, a 10-year, and these are aged cigars, right? So they got an 8-year, a 10-year, a 12, a 15, and a 24. A 20 and a 24, I think. They're all different. They're all a different smoke. So as you're smoking them, the flavor changes and the progressions and flavor changes are different depending on what you like. I like a creamier, easy, smooth cigar. But every once in a while you'll get, because you get all different flavors. You get coffees and cocoa, and you get like earthy flavors like pine and oak and a whole bunch of different flavors get put in through cigars. And eventually you'll find the ones you like, and those are the ones you stick with. Hope that helps. Not to mention Jackie Gleason. Thank you, Hooligan. You're right. Jackie Gleason is Buford T. Justice. There. Well, 690's gone now, so we can't kick him in the dick for that. But how dare he, or Randall, actually it was Randall. It wasn't 690. It was Randall saying that Smokey and the Bandit was overrated. Oh, my God. Tomorrow, Brain, when you're done your doctor, yeah, I'll call you or I'll text you. I'll and whatever's good for you, because I'll be off the rest of the day. Brian, remind drivers to keep an eye on their blood pressure levels, thinking I was okay and failed my DOT, thinking I was safe. Okay, well, you know what, Ronald, and everybody else, everybody keep an eye on your blood pressure. Okay, it's important. If your blood pressure, if you fail it, they will shut you down. They will pull your ticket. That's one of the fastest ways. That and your eyesight are the two fastest ways for the ministry to pull your ticket or to get you off the road. So Ronald is absolutely right. Jerry Reed is also in highballing. Oh, I don't, you know what, Quinn, I feel stupid. I don't know the movie. I maybe I'll go check it out tonight when I get off here, if I'm still awake. I'm looking at Invader's question, but I already saw Tyrannus's underneath it. January was in the red for sure. Looking for Black February. That's fucking hilarious. That was a fucking horrible movie. You know what, Tyrannus, I'll be honest with you, brother. I don't think I watched it right to the end. I don't think I saw the whole thing. I'm sorry, man. I don't think I watched the whole movie. If you did and you're a fan of it, then you're great, but I couldn't watch it. It was fucking horrible. Absolutely fucking horrible. Quinn, Peter Fonda, and Jerry Reed. Okay, so how is it that I don't know about this movie? It's Paul Hurley. Was that an arm wrestling movie or a trucking movie? I don't know, but I tell you this. At the time that movie was made, the world heavyweight arm wrestling champion was a Canadian, and he was in that movie. He was the bearded guy, the big head, the bearded guy. And just for those of you that don't know, the world heavyweight arm wrestling, super heavyweight and super heavyweight world champion arm wrestler of the world right now on right arm, and I believe the left, is also a Canadian. His name is Devin Larratt. He's out of Ottawa. He lives 2 hours from me. 2 hours from me. Go check him out. He's actually got a huge YouTube page, a YouTube channel. And he shows all the matches, all of his matches and all the matches. Super fantastic guy. I don't know him personally, but I'm subscribed to his channel and I follow him. Why am I trying to stay awake? Dodie, I'm trying to flip myself onto a daytime schedule because I've been working midnights all week and I need to get onto a daytime schedule for the next couple of days. So I have all those movies on my Blu-ray. I don't even have a Blu-ray. Dude, I don't even have a Blu-ray. Yeah, Peter Fonda. That's right, Hooligan. Okay, so see, I've never heard of this movie. Now, and I'm going to feel like a dick. I'm going to have to go watch it now before I go live again, because one of you dummies is going to fucking say to me, hey, you watch the fucking movie? I'm going to go, no. No. Quinn, I remember a quote from that movie. We got a chance, slim and none. I don't think that's from that movie. I think that's been around for a long time, man. Strangely, I grew up in a truck junkyard. Now I live across from one, and I will probably die across from one. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all, right? White Line Fever was an okay film. No, it wasn't. How old is this one? Jesus. This one. This isn't even one of my older ones. I've got a lot of these. I got a few of these. I've always had Zippos, and this one here is probably, I don't know, 10 or 11 years old. 10 or 11 years old. I just keep replacing the wick and the flint, and they just keep going. And And it's still got, right? You can hear that. It's still good. It still goes. Just keep putting the fluid in and replace the wick, replace the and the flints. Down the road you go, man. Does the guy on ET drive a truck? Thought he was a broker, a load jockey. No. The guy on ET I'm talking about, I wish I knew his name. I never got to meet him. He came on just as I was leaving and going out. I think he was supposed to replace me. And he's a truck driver. He doesn't even work at ET. Well, he might now, but at that time he was pulling tankers. And I think he was an owner operator pulling tankers for another company. But I guess they grabbed him because he was very personable and he was good in front of the camera and he was built like a fucking tank. And he was just huge. Absolutely huge. Okay, so now let's go here. DDP yoga man. Yeah, okay, yeah. I've said this to you like 30 times and I do truly mean it. Guard dog, I am going to look into that because from what I understand, I can do it in my truck. You need a fixed wheel track bike, easy weight loss. Bad knees. I need both my knees replaced, so we're not doing anything that's on a bike. Anything that's on a bike. No bike. I need a hip replacement. So we're not doing bicycles. We're not doing anything that needs that I need to pedal or move in that way. I can ride a motorcycle, fine, but I'm not pedaling a bike. Just stop smoking and don't consume sugar, and you'll get your health back more faster if you don't have any permanent illnesses. That's a big ask there, Tolga. That's a big ask. Western Star, 1979. Hola. Hola, señor. ¿Cómo está? Ah. The sir at the end of Tolga. Yeah, right? The sir. You gotta love Tolga, right? You gotta love Tolga. He's always been one of the most polite people I've ever seen on YouTube. God love him. So let's just skip. Any damn amateur throws a link in this YouTube channel, not StreamYard. What are you talking about? You should be able to hit that link, Donnie, and come in. I'm just going through here. Boom, Fate Trucking. See, that's how far behind I am, eh? Fate was in at 6:55. What time is it now? Oh, that was 15 minutes ago. So there's 15 minutes behind. Logic Neo came in at 6:55. Fate, still coal burner. Your truck needed a wax then. Yeah, did it ever. You want to know something, Tyrannus? The best thieves in the world were cops' kids and lawyers' kids. Best criminals in the world are cops' kids. You know, especially if your father is an alcoholic and a raging alcoholic, right? So if your dad is a cop and he's an alcoholic, he'd come home from work and he'd get in. My dad was a beer drinker, but he'd occasionally get into the whiskey. And he'd get pretty fucking liquored and hammered. And you'd be, hey, Dad, we'd be little kids. You catch any bad guys today? And he'd be like, yep. And you said, well, how'd you do it? So you learn over enough years of what not to do. Right? Just the way, you know, the cops think and the way cops talk and the way they walk and the way they handle themselves. You know, I'm not bullshitting you. Every cop's kid that I've ever met has been a fucking awesome criminal. Awesome criminal. Yeah, my dad was a Metro Toronto cop. So that, like, Toronto is obviously the biggest city in Canada. So they got the largest police department. So back in those days, those were bad boys. Those are bad boys back there. But sorry, my coal burner, my girlfriend was a trucker till her accident. Now she's my support team. Be glad you got it, brother. But be glad you got it. I don't want to know what I would have done if I probably wouldn't have got married again, first of all, but I don't think that I would have been able to have been involved with a woman again, because neither of my other wives were involved in trucking, but Dar was, and it was just a blessing. It was great. It was almost like a breath of fresh air. And like you just said, Cole Burner, it was like she's a great support team, a great support system. So yeah, it worked out well for me as well. Excuse me, it's Commander Cody and his Lost Planet Airmen. Mama hated diesels. What the frick are you talking about? Give this watch a listen. Last of the Cowboys. Okay. You guys go look at that, but come back. Sorry, the Barbie movie is worse. I haven't seen the Barbie movie, and I won't see the Barbie movie, so I don't have to worry about it. Although I did go, what did Dar and I go see last week? The new Jason Statham movie. What the hell was the name of it? It was pretty good. Whatever it is, it was pretty good. It was all action. I won't say that it was on the John Wick level, but that's what they were going for. It was a lot of action, fast-paced, guns blowing up, dying, shit like that. And Jason Statham is just he's a good actor, like a good action actor. I don't know if I'd want to see him doing a romance, a comedy romance or whatever, anything like that. But, you know, doing what he's doing there. Yeah, he got it. A lot of old rigs in Texas. Yeah, there are. Well, you follow you come out of Texas, come out of San Antonio on the I-10, John, and you take the I-10 all the way over to Florida. That's where all the old trucks are down there, right? That whole stretch all the way across there, right? Texas all the way across to Florida. That's where all the old trucks are. They don't go north. They don't get the weather. They don't fart around with that. Dude, I drove a truck way back in 2007. It was all still analog trucks and log books back then. Yeah. Well, 2007, they had computers on them. They had ECMs on them. They had ECUs on them. They didn't have the sensors and shit that they got now on them. But if you wanted to get like mechanical, you got to go like pretty much pre-2000, like 99. I think 99 was the last. Well, that's why they got the E-log exempt. You have to be a 99 or older to be E-log exempt, because you can't plug an E-log into them because they don't have computers on them, right? So, but a 2007, yeah, that was the pre-year to the DPF and EGR and all. Like they had EGR on I think 06, 05, 06, some of the 05s, 06, 07. 08, and then DEF came out in 09, and they screwed that all to hell right up until today. So go truck yourself. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. You can notice that Go Truck Yourself, his name is Green. You know why? Because he's a member, and he's a great member at that. We appreciate having him. We appreciate all our members. I say we, like there's 25 of us sitting here talking to you right now. Like everybody that works at the Wheel Burner channel, we all appreciate you. Go Truck Yourself. Sometimes I just crack myself up, and other times I just can't figure myself out. Pre-DEF trucks, recycled hooligan. Yeah. DEF is what put the nail in it and like just killed us. But like I said, they had EGR. I had an 08. I had a 2008 Pete with a ISX Cummins in it, and I had an EGR cooler, EGR valve, but I had no DPF on it. Right? I had no DEF, none of that. So it was pre that. 1990. Yep, sick. Yes, 1995 Freightliner. That would definitely be that 95 Freightliner. Probably had a 60 series in it. Depending on what you were doing, you probably had a 12.7. My favorite engine, by the way, in case anybody doesn't already know this, which you probably all do, but my favorite engine is the 12.7 60 series. Fantastic motor. Love it. Wish I had one. I had one and I sold it, and I kick myself every day right now for it. I I keep my CDL and pass my physical. Dude, why are you unemployed? Hooligan, why are you unemployed? You don't have to answer that, by the way. I'm just making kind of like, why? If you've got a CDL, there's no reason in this world why you can't be working, right? Absolutely. Greg Atkinson. Hello, wheel burners. How we doing, Greg? We're just hanging out in the garage smoking cigars. I should have brought that down when Karen was here. She's out making Panzerottis or whatever she's making. Damn. This shit just gets sent to me. Lady doctor, she likes to look at his pictures when she checks me for a hernia. Yeah, well, hey, you know what? My doctor's a lady as well. And thank God she's got small hands and she warms them up before she does her checkup. You all deserve this kindness for sure, Wilburner Express. Well, thank you very much, Tolga. You are a gentleman at best. You really are. You really are. Fuck off. I'm not even going to talk about that. I'm not even going to talk about that comment. You can delete that. Preacher's kids were always the wildest. The preacher's daughter, hooligan. Let's get that right. The preacher's daughter was always the one you wanted to hang out with. I never got the preacher's daughter, but I didn't know what I was missing. When I went into high school, I was always in public school, but I did grade 9 at the high school that I was at, and then I got expelled. And it took 1 year of my antics, and they threw me out. My dad had to go to the Catholic school board, and even though I wasn't Catholic, you had to fill out these forms and do a bunch of shit and everything to actually make it possible for you to go to a Catholic school. And my dad went to the mat for me and tried to, he'll behave. He promises. I didn't know what I was missing until I went to Catholic school. My God, the girls at the girls at the Catholic school put the public school girls to shame. I mean, I don't know where they learned to do those things, but it wasn't at church. I can goddamn well tell you that. And I made it through I finished grade 9 at public school. I made it through 10 and 11 in Catholic school. And then guess what happened? They asked me to leave, right? So I was able to go back to a different public school for high school, for grade 12, and I never finished it. I don't have a high school diploma. I am 3 credits short of my high school diploma. I could probably go and write it and get a GED if I wanted to. I never did, and I never have. I came out of high school. I took some time off and did some carrying on and running around. I attempted to go to college as a mature student, and I did. I was accepted and went. I didn't go. I got accepted and I went, but I didn't go. If you know what I mean. And I became somewhat a chef, and then I came out of that and went fuck this and went trucking. No, I've had a better life as a truck driver, an uneducated truck driver with not even a grade 12 high school education. I have a better life than a lot of people that spend 5 years in university, come out $200,000 in debt, and they can't find a fucking job. I've had a better life than a lot of those people, and I don't regret it. We got 6 kids, 6 daughters, 5 of which this career and this job and this industry, 5 of which have raised 5 of these kids with my wife. And it has put all of my kids through college and university. So an uneducated man without a high school diploma that's been a truck driver most of his adult life, and this is what I've got to show for it. And if somebody is to say to me, well, is that enough? Yeah, that's enough. I can take care of myself. My wife and I will be fine for the rest of our lives. But this industry has afforded me and Darlene to make sure that my kids grew up right. We were lucky. Our kids didn't give us a whole lot. We had our typical things with our kids, teenage years and shit like that. But we're very lucky that our kids have grown up, and it's afforded us to raise our children, give them the chance to get an education and get out in the world and get at least have a fighting chance, a fighting chance to get out into the world. Now, the only one thing that one of my daughters did question the fact that a dad does not have never finished high school. She didn't want to finish high school. She wanted to drop out. And Darlene put the screws to her. Like, what's the deal? And this and that. And they were back and forth. And finally, this kid had the gall to look at her mother and go, well, what's the fucking deal? Look at dad. He didn't finish high school. He didn't go to fucking school. He doesn't have a university education. Look, we're driving new cars. We're taking 3 vacations a week. We live in beautiful houses. What's the deal? Well, I don't need. And you know what? God bless Darlene. You know what she said? She looked right at that child. She said, sweetheart, your father was the very last of a generation to be able to do that, where you could come out of high school and go right into the workforce. You can't do that today. The world has changed. Times have changed. You cannot do that. The world doesn't work like that. It should in some cases, because some of the smartest people I know do not have university or college educations. They have high school educations. They've got life experience and like the school of hard knocks life, But that's what Darlene said to her. And she was right. My generation was the last generation that could come out of high school and enter the workforce. I know, well, I'm still friends with one of them today, but I knew guys when we all finished high school, they came right out of high school and they walked right up the street, walked into the Ford plant, and they're still working at Ford today. Career for life, right? But you can't do that today. I think to go work at Ford, to work on the assembly line, you need some kind of college education. Because Toronto's also full of assholes. Toronto's got the coal burner. Toronto's got the majority of the assholes. Well, no, that's not fair. Ottawa has the biggest asshole. Trudeau's up in Ottawa. So Ottawa holds they got the biggest asshole, but Toronto has the most assholes. I think you guys catch what I'm saying there. I am scraping through these comments. No, we're not talking about fucking sauerkraut. Yay, the smell of Frank sauerkraut kills me. Dude. Oh. We went through this last week. Knock this shit off. The priests would give their children extra activities after choir practice. That's why they knew what to do. Well, there's a bunch of sick priest jokes that I know, but we're not going to talk about them on here because they are really gross, but funny as hell. And most of them came out of Catholic schools. Got to go, y'all. Have a good night. Johnny, thank you for popping in, my brother. It's always a pleasure. You got my number, John. Give me a call, man. I'm on a midnight shift. So I'm driving, I'm working. I'm usually on the road. I'm in the rail yard by 1:30, but I'm on the road by 3:00. And I do that twice a day. So I'm usually still working by 1:00 in the afternoon. So I'd imagine you're out and around. Give me a shout, man. Love talking to you. I agree with you, sir. I met a lot of PhD stupid all my life. There's a lot of that. There is a lot of that. It's not what it was when I started driving. Too many laws and regulations since then. Welcome back. I agree 100%. I want you to think about something, okay? Aside from maybe becoming a world-renowned brain surgeon, or you're in that kind of class of whatever career, you show me another industry that is as heavily regulated as we are. Like, I don't know if any of you ever seen the DOT Green Handbook. It's that fucking thick. And we are, by right, supposed to know everything in that book. Dude, I'm lost after page 7. Okay. And so are every one of you. None of you has even tried to tell me that, oh, yeah, I can go into that book and I know bullshit. Okay. Even the guys that enforce the fucking laws don't even know what's in that goddamn book. We are so overregulated, overgoverned, underpaid. Find another industry where you are allowed to work 70 hours and then you're expected to work those 70 hours. Okay. You can work in any other industry in the world where there's no time limit, right? You can work a 90-hour week if that's what you want to do. If you're a lawyer, you can work a 90-hour week as a lawyer. If you're a construction worker, you can work a 90-hour week. We can only work 70, but yet we're expected to work our 70. It doesn't matter what company you work for, right? It doesn't matter what company you work for or who you drive for. They, if you're allowed to work 70 hours a week, they want you working all 70 hours. They want the wheels on those trucks. If you're a company driver, or even if you're an owner operator, they want those trucks all rolling for 70 hours a week, man. So it's not only you're allowed to do it, but you're expected to do it. That's pretty fucked up. That's pretty fucked up. And like I said earlier, before a lot of the governing and regulations and a lot of the shit, like back in the early 90s and all that kind of shit in the mid 90s, we were still running free, right? We were allowed to do a lot of stuff and we had a lot of fun. And we were always, I was going to say we were always happy. We didn't bitch. If we were griping about our wives, or we weren't griping about our jobs. Nowadays, I can pick up my phone right now and go through 25 people on my friends list that are truck drivers, push a button on any one of them, and out of 25 of them, 20 of them, it'll turn into a bitch session about the trucking business or our jobs or our this. We didn't have that back then. It was one of those things where I used to get up in the morning and I had that fire. I had that fucking fire inside of me. I used to love pull my curtains. Wherever the hell I was in North America, I could be anywhere. I used to love it. I don't have that fire anymore. A, because I'm tired, right? And B, because I'm not financially rewarded for the work that I'm doing and the effort that I'm putting in. And most people would say, well, then Brian, why do you do it? I still do love doing what I'm doing. And as long as I'm able to drive a truck, and as long as I'm able to do this and do it well, and I set the bar to what well is, and I can promise you the bar that I've set is a lot higher than what the industry is out there right now. So as long as I can still meet my own expectations of what that bar is, then I'll keep driving. And I do still enjoy it, and I'm still good at it. I'm not don't get me wrong, I'm not patting myself on the back going, oh yeah, you're a great fucking truck driver. No, that's not the case here. But I am good at what I do. I'm good at the business part of trucking. I'm good at the trucking business and the business of trucking. And as long as I'm able to be relevant and do that, then I'm going to stay and keep doing what I'm doing. I'd like to retire eventually. I will, but it's not going to be today or tomorrow. Sorry, what was that? I know a lot of blue collar workers that have no high school diploma, no GED, doing just fine. 100 to 250 a year. And I know people with lots of paper, dumb as rocks, making 50, if that. Mr. B's, well said. Well said. Here, I'll give you an example, okay? You know where I come from, what my education level is. I'm an owner operator. I'm not going to tell you how much money I make or how much money my truck generates or anything like that. But, we do okay. Yet the people in our offices with university educations in fucking transportation economics, blah, 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 are dumber than rocks. I could go into that office and outthink all of them combined. and not even break a sweat. I wouldn't even burn off 5 brain cells to top that. So, Mr. Bees, you're absolutely correct. There are a lot of people out there like that. Absolutely. Why are all the colleges grants for academics? We need trades, not paper pushers. We need welders, mechanics, farmers, brick masons, etc. Again, 100% agree. I did push my girls going, you know, if you know your career doesn't work out or anything like that, grab a trade. There's no shame in being a mechanic. As long as there's goddamn trucks and vehicles on the road, they're going to need mechanics. I don't know, a woman can be a mechanic just as well as a man can. May not be as physically strong, like brute force strong, but who cares? I've told them all. There's no shame in having a trade, working in a trade. Dar's got a couple of cousins, female cousins, electrician, you know, shoot. What is it? A commercial electrician. So she does like high rises and buildings and shit like that. Fucking good money, man. Good money. Union, but good money. Excellent speech, Dar. Yeah, every once in a while she'll pull one out of her ass, and that one there was a good one. Because you know what? When she did that, the kid had nowhere to go, right? It's always good when you can explain a situation to your kid and they don't have a yeah, but, right? There was no yeah, but for that kid to go to. So it worked out well. ATC are more heavily, well, okay, air traffic controllers, I would agree with that, Donnie, but look what they're dealing with. Look what they're dealing with, okay? Like, I would absolutely agree, and maybe rightfully so, but yeah. Coal burner, you never answer your phone, LOL. I can't help it. You know what? Some days I do, some days I don't. I'm very some days, like I was talking to Dar, like I went 2 days, almost the last 2 days here. I didn't talk to anybody on the phone. People would phone and I just let it go to voice. I wasn't in a talkative, chit-chatty mood. I was content to roll down the road and just listen to the music, and I talked to Dar, of course, but other than that, no. I don't know. Maybe as I'm getting older, I'm becoming, you know, a bit of a bitch. I don't know. What do you want to say? You know, maybe I'm just becoming a bit of a bitch. My body and brain got tired of being forced to work a 70 clock. I missed out on so much being forced to work 12 to 14 hours a day, 5 days a week. Welcome back, Cotter. I agree with you. I got last week. I think this one of the first times in the last, I don't know how many years, I was actually home on one of my daughter's birthdays. I can't remember off the top of my head the last time I was home on one of my kids' birthdays, or Dar's birthday, or Valentine's Day, or you know, Christmas. I'm always home for, you know, the big holidays thing. Because I'm an owner operator, I can regulate that and put my foot down and go, no, I'm not fucking working. But for the kids' birthdays, graduations, school plays, no, most of the graduations I made, but umpteen school plays, sporting events, man, I missed them all. And that's one of the things that we're asked to do in this career, in this job. There you go, Sly. I agree with that. They make the crisis to earn money in financial markets. Yeah, I agree with that. I was so burned out, I felt like my brain was scrambled. Well, some days I do. Some days, some weeks I do. Some weeks I don't. What I have found over the years is I don't take anything personally anymore. Cotter, I don't. In this business, people want to jag off and give me the finger and flip me the bird, and they want to do stupid shit. You know what? I set my cruise control at 63 miles an hour, and I just go down the highway and I do my fucking job. If people are doing stupid shit out there and you want to be an asshole and everything like that, I don't take it personally. You want to swear and cuss and call me names because I'm in your way and I'm a truck, I don't take it personally. I don't get high. I'm not as high strung. I'm still a little high strung, but I'm not as high strung as I used to be. And I'm not as angry as I used to be. And that's because my give a fuck factor is zero, or as close to zero as I can keep it. Right. Because I just don't care anymore. If you guys out there want to behave badly and be idiots, I don't know. And if you're a truck driver and you're an over the road driver in your daily life and in a regular day of work, people around you, cars around you, these people probably don't know how close they came to dying, but because of you being a professional truck driver, they didn't die. But they don't even know that. They did something stupid on the road in front of you, and because of your defensive driving or your professionalism or whatever, or your reaction, you saved the day, but they didn't even know it. They didn't even fucking know that you did that. And we probably do that 10 to 15 times a day. 10 to 15 times a day. But they have no goddamn clue. You know, I was on the phone with Jeremy the other day and something happened right in front of me and it was and he's like, "You all right?" I said, "Yeah, it's all good." I said, "But this dummy here doesn't know that he just came like within millimeters of losing his entire life and wiping out his entire family in that car because he's in a hurry and he did something stupid." But because we're truck drivers and most of us are on a professional level, we do it as a profession and we're professional. That was a mouthful. Professionals, whatever. That saved their life. And you guys all do it. Not just me. You guys all do it as well. Every one of you guys that are out there doing it, you guys see it just as well as I do. Mr. B's, all the foreigners are taking our trades. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if I agree with that. Last time you talked to me, I was loading forklifts in my dry van in Houston. Now I'm in Florida dropping in the morning. Well, I saw your text message saying, would you say something about Florida? You got to love Florida. But when you send me a text message that says you got to love Florida, but that's the message. There's nothing else. What am I supposed to say about that? Yeah, you got to love Florida? Or, yay, I love Florida? Or, Florida is number one? Or, I like to pee in Florida? Fuck. I don't know, Dave. What do you want me to say? That's what. No, it's not. It's not. It's not a pipe dream. It's not. I would have liked to. I would have liked to have been able to retire a little sooner than I probably will. I had plans to. But life changes, things change. So instead of retiring at 55, okay, I have to put that off another 3 to 4 years and retire then. Am I still healthy? Yeah. Am I okay? Yeah. Am I okay with it? Yeah, I'm okay with it. Is my wife okay with it? Yeah, she's not shit hot crazy about it, but yeah, she's okay with it too. So you deal the hand you play the hand you're dealt, man. You know, I don't make the rules out here. Life is just what it is. I just react to life. Now is a great time to become an electrician, electric motor mechanic. I would agree. I would agree with that, Curtis. Definitely. With the electric car push, the electric truck push, the electric motorcycle push, the electric everything push. Yeah. It's probably a good time to learn how to fix those, but just don't R&R and remove and replace them. Learn how to fucking fix them. For real. Welcome back. What did welcome back say that I missed? Oh yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. I agree. I agree with you as well. Yeah. Oh fuck. Here we go. He left me hanging as well. I had to rely on Sterling to keep me out of the ditch. Yeah? Well, who kept you off the fucking ice road? Who got you all the way home on an icy road? Actually, I got you into the Loves. 2 o'clock in the morning, freezing rain. It was a terrible night. The rain was coming from the left, blowing in from the right. Temperature dropped 240 degrees in fucking 5 minutes. The road was a sheet of ice. I didn't know what I could do, but wheel burner to the rescue, baby. Wheel burner to the rescue. You are welcome. Some of the best to diagnose engine noises are women. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. You need to explain yourself on that. You need to explain yourself on that. I had a clutch go on a fridge motor on a reefer in Belgium. The planner, dispatcher, tells me to go to the nearest Thermo King and get it fixed. I told to get a dry load for it and get it, wait to get it back home. Now you're Dave, now you're sending me text messages. Do you think I'm going to answer a text message now? My God, man. 63 miles an hour, I'd fall asleep. Yeah, but Randall, I tell you what, I guarantee you this. An Invader, in WCF Invader, he will agree with me. Guard Dog will agree with me. Everybody else will agree with me. You're a company driver. You just put fuel in that bitch and you just put the pedal down and you go. When you have to pay the fuel bill, 70 mile an hour won't work. You'll be sleeping at 63, but you'll be counting your cha-ching while you're doing it. I would happily count my cha-ching at 63 to 65 miles an hour over, I got to be, the speed limit's 75, so I got to do 75. No. Too expensive to fix out here, I said. 4 hours of downtime at Thermo King later. Go get a dry load on it, wankers. If you go back sometime, I explained why I ain't trucking. Oh, okay. I can do that. That's not a problem. What are you going to do when your truck is out of warranty? My truck is out of warranty. Are you going to get an extended aftermarket warranty? I'm considering adding one to my truck. Donnie, I inquired about that. The Freightliner dealership in Cornwall and the Freightliner dealership in Belleville, both of them will offer it. But you're looking, for me, I'm looking at $11,000 Canadian for 1 year. And that covers, all that covers is your motor, your diff, your trans, and your after treatment. It doesn't cover like everything like your regular warranty would cover. For $11,000 for 1 year, I have to think about that. You know, there's a lot of things in this business where it's a no-brainer. Yeah, absolutely. But that one there, I don't know what yours is, how much yours is going to cost. But both of them were 11 grand, and they're not even through Freightliner, right? They're third-party insurance, basically insurance, like warranty. So I'm not exactly sure what I want to do. I'm on the fence with that. All the foreigners are only taking jobs that you will not do for the price they are willing to do it for. You're correct. That is a very good point. Holy shit. I've been looking for this everywhere, and it was just in the drawer of this desk. Damn, man. Now we know where it is the next time I need it. Damn. What was I talking about? You're absolutely right, Mr. Bees. Absolutely right. All the jobs that we're not willing to do are the ones the foreigners are taking. Why are we not willing to do them? We've got an unemployment rate that's high right now, but we're still not willing to take those jobs. And then we turn around and we blame the foreigners for coming in and taking all the jobs. No, they're not. They're just coming in and taking the fucking jobs that we don't want to do. Nay, it's because you're not running a twin stick W9. I had a twin stick W9. And I miss my truck. I miss my W9. I say that about vehicles, drivers all the time. They make dumb decisions driving, and the kids in the back seat ain't got a choice. Hooligan, you're absolutely right. You know, some of the scariest things I've ever seen in my life is seeing, you know, people coming off of ramps or going on to ramps or doing shit on the highway. And I am close enough to that car. That car has put itself close enough to me that I can look down into the back of that car and see the kids sitting there on their device in the back seat playing or whatever like that, or sitting there. I can see how many children you've got in the back of your car. Then you're way too close and you're doing something stupid. That scares the crap out of me. That scares the crap out of me, because not only are you going to fucking die and your wife are going to die or you whatever, but you're going to wipe out because the kids are going to go first, because my truck's going to roll right up the back of that Toyota Tercel and right down the front of it. You're all done. Dead. You guys will be fucking roadkill. Brian, please. The day you retire, hell will freeze over. Well, it's getting close, Curtis. Foreigners. Well, I know what you meant. LOL. All right, you got me there. Yeah. Oh, did I ever? Fuck yeah. Yep. I plan to learn the trade that I'm in and go from there. I would love to get a CDL, but if it's not in the cars, I'll be okay with that too. Curtis, you've got a good gig going there. If I was you, I would sink my teeth into that and get as much out of that as I possibly could. I really would. If I was you, that is where you are at almost like the entry level to that whole industry. Go get it, son. Go get it. Find people that are willing to teach you. Find people that are willing to teach you and pass on the knowledge and work with you, and grab hold of those people and fucking strangle as much free information and as much learning as you possibly can out of them. Dude, absolutely. The point I was there after a 10-day break down in Sturgis, Fing Computer Automatic. What? Down in Sturgis. Effing Computer Automatic. Oh, okay. Effing. You can swear, Dave. I do it all the time. Just ask anybody that sits on the phone with me. Minimum 20% fuel savings on my truck between doing 70 miles an hour and 55. There you go. So Randall, you take that 20% and convert that to a dollar figure. Okay. So if my fuel bill, okay, is in a month is $4,000, right? What's 20% of that? Give or take. $900, $850, $900 savings. That's pretty close to what some people make in a week. And I just saved that in fuel. If I were an owner operator, I would value time over money. Unfortunately, in this business, that's not how that works as an owner operator. You're an owner operator. That means you're a business. That means you're in business to make money. You're not in business to break even. You're not in business to get more time, to make time, to save time. Save your money. Don't save time. And when it comes to in your personal life, in my personal life, I would take time over money. But in my business life, it's money over time every single time. No questions asked. 11,000 a year. That's crazy. What's to think about? That's nuts. Oh, I'm not doing it. I'm probably not doing it. I do have to think about it, but ouch. Not sure about that either. Premium 2000. That's who I was dealing with up here. That's who it's 11 grand Canadian. So whatever that is American, what's that about? 8 grand, 8,500 American, something like that. That's still a big ask. Now, mind you, Donnie, think about this. My buddy Jeremy did it with his Volvo, right? He paid the 11 grand, and that warranty paid out over that 1 year. That warranty paid out over $30,000 worth of repairs. So for him, yes, it worked out. $11,000, $30,000 worth of work. I don't know, man. Proven fact. They pick up noise. They pick up noises way more than men. All the dealerships, the women did the road test to hear noises. I didn't know that, man. I didn't know that. The joke could be, I don't know how a woman could hear a goddamn thing because her mouth is always moving, but that's just my own personal opinion. Flatbed trucker, good evening. How the hell are you, man? We're just sitting around my garage smoking cigars and talking bullshit, man. I'm bouncing up early tomorrow. Hit me up. I reload 4 a.m. Sunday. No promises, but I'll try. 2 hours down the road, no ABS light. God is watching over me. You think that's God watching over it? God watches over a lot of stuff, Donnie, but he's not watching over that ABS light. I can promise you that. The last motor I put in my Mac was $4,500. Switched it out in a weekend. It had 175,000 on it when I sold the truck. You switched out your own motor in a weekend. Try doing that now. Good luck with that. Another way to put it, if I do my dedicated all week at 55 mile an hour, the 5th day is essentially free. The fuel savings pay for the 5th day's fuel. $800, right? I got it figured at $800, right? Yeah. You're absolutely right, Don. I absolutely agree with you. Buy a motor, put it off to the side. No, I'm not buying motors or engines and putting it aside, waiting for the one that I've got to blow up. Because then you've got an asset sitting there not making you any money. So same with Invader and I had a talk, right? We were talking, he was thinking about buying another truck as a backup. He's like me, he's a single truck operation, right? But he was thinking about going, okay, I'm thinking of buying another truck and I'm just going to park it at the house. And if my truck breaks down while it's getting fixed, I've got another truck too. And in theory, that sounds like a good idea. But my thinking on that is, I'm going to go out and spend X amount of dollars on another truck. I may even have to finance it depending on the truck if I don't have enough cash to just buy it outright. So then I'm going to have a truck sitting there at my house, waiting for this truck over here to break down. So what have I got? Now I've got a depreciating asset that's sitting there, not making any money. So not only is it a depreciating asset, but it's also costing me money because it's got to be insured. You still got to run it, right? To keep it lubed and running and operational, everything like that. It's still got to be maintained. So now you're putting money into something with zero return, just in the event that your truck breaks down and you need a spare truck. And then if your truck breaks down, you're going to drive that truck for what? 3 days? A week? Is it worth it to you? Not to you personally. I mean, is it worth it to your business to absorb that, to do that? In my opinion, no, it's not. It's not worth, putting, I would just say 50 grand or 60 grand or 70 grand into another truck to sit there and depreciate more. And you're not getting it. You're not getting a return on your asset. To me, no. From a business standpoint, it didn't make sense. It's simple. If the wheels ain't turning, you ain't earning. We've been saying that since the beginning of the time. The new Volvo engine is at 780 horsepower. At 56 miles an hour, it will get 10 to 12 miles per gallon. Journey times are lessened because of you flatten the hills. 700. See, is the new Robert? Is the new Volvo engine? Is it a V8 or is it a 6? And is it a 16? If it's a 6, is it a 16 liter or is it a 13 liter? I'm just curious. 10 to 12 miles per gallon sounds pretty goddamn good to me. It really does. Yo, 4773. Yo. What's up, wheel burner? Hey, just hanging out, telling lies, bullshit like that. I'll consider the warranty. I need to call the dealership. I don't think Freightliner dealership near me offers it, but Kenworth dealership does. Yeah, and remember this, Donnie, as well. They're going to rip your truck apart. They're not going to put a warranty on there until they've got like 5 technicians have gone over that fucking truck from front of it to the back of it. They are going to go and try to find every single thing that they can wrong with that. And then you're going to fix it, and then they might repair it, then or warranty it. So remember that as well. I was already warned about that. ABS light is on. That's a normal Tuesday. Well, not in Canada. They take that kind of shit pretty serious. Mercedes, DAF, and Volvo all have started fitting those stupid cameras for mirrors through those shit. Yeah, you know what? We've got I saw one yesterday, Freightliner, and instead of the mirrors here, they've actually got arms that come out at the top. I had to do a double take to make sure I knew what I was looking at. I knew what it was once I figured it out. Okay, that must be one of the new ones, and he's got the mirrors or he's got the cameras up there. It looked pretty cool. I'll tell you this. Just from the aspect of driving, it would be nice not to have those mirrors there. You got a clear field of vision, right, off either side without those mirrors. But now you got to train yourself, because I don't know if there's no mirror there. Where's the monitor? Where's the monitor that camera is feeding into? Like I saw a version that Kenworth had, and it was on the inside of that beam, or not of the, what the hell's that called? I'm drawing a blank. What's it called? It's on the inside of the cab, like right here on either side inside, and they're on an angle tilted like this, right? And you can just look like at the monitors on either side like that, and it'll show you what those cameras are. But you don't have the big clunky mirrors on the outside. I thought that might be kind of cool, but I don't know about you. If I buy a truck and that's the way it comes, it's going to take me a while to get used to that. All young people starting at 18 years old should put $100 a week in a Roth IRA, and when they're retire at 65, they'll have 1.8 million. Did you? I didn't. Unfortunately, I didn't. But if that's what the return is on a Roth IRA, $100 a week at 65, they'll have 1.8 million. But go truck yourself. You think about this, okay? $1.8 million 65 years from, or because it won't be 65 years, it'll be 40. You'll probably have a 45-year work career, right? If you work till you're 65, right? You come in at 20. 1.8 million won't be the same in 45 years as it was now. So your 1.8 million may not be as valuable as 1.8 million. Your 1.8 million might be only worth, say, 600,000. Who knows? If you're looking for financial advice on the stock markets, shit like that, I am not the guy to talk to about that. If you can afford a second truck, buy it, put a driver in it, and when yours breaks down, you still have income coming in. That I would agree with. I've done that. But you never own 2 trucks. Never, ever, 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 ever own 2 trucks. You own 1 or you own 3 or more, but you never own 2. If you have 1, hey, you're a one-man deal. If you own 2 and 1 breaks, 1 truck can't cover 2 payments or support 2 trucks. But if you have 3 and 1 breaks, 2 trucks can cover 3. Just remember that. It sounds funny, but it's true. It is absolutely true. So never own 2 trucks. Own 3 or more. Not a good idea. If you have 2 trucks You burn both trucks to help keep low miles on both. To help when you sell, what the fuck? To help when you sell them, get rid of low miles. Yeah, I wouldn't have the second truck. I would do the same thing. I would do what Randall just said. If I'm going to have a second truck, if I'm going to go out and buy a second truck, I'm putting a driver in it. That goddamn thing is going to give me a return. I'm going to make some money off it. I absolutely refuse to let something sit at the side of my house and depreciate and not give me anything in return. Absolutely not. That idea only works for big companies. No, it don't, Curtis. It works for little companies too. Automated trucks can't see through a mirror, though, can they? No. Operation data collection is all they are. Absolutely. If you think about it, these new trucks, if they're going to have automated trucks with no drivers, shit like that, that's all that is. Who was it? It was Kevin O'Leary. He was talking about a conversation he had with one of his kids, and they were talking about Teslas. And Teslas are actually data collectors. That car, the longer you have it, the more you drive it, the more data it collects, and the car actually learns. I didn't know any of this. I didn't know that. I just assumed it was, it was a computerized car. It was an electric car. Yes, you had to drive it, but I didn't realize that thing was jumping onto cell towers and every other thing around the world and satellites and everything else. And it was communicating and talking and doing it. I did not realize that they were that complex, and that's how far those cars had come, and that they were, absolutely talking. Those cars were talking in computer language with each other and with other, like, fucking what? I don't know who they were talking to, but I didn't realize that that's what they are. And that's what they are right now. They are 100% data collectors. Okay, so the new Volvo engine is inline six, 17-liter engine. Jesus. Oh, that is a big block, right? Because they had the D16, they had the D13. Yeah, they had the D13, Volvo D13. Then they had the D16, and now they've got a 17-liter. Okay, well, here now Robert says it's a straight six, so an inline six, 16-liter. Are you two gonna fight? Are you two gonna fight? If you two are gonna fight, I got 500 on Robert right now. Sorry, Curtis. 500 on the old man. Says he takes you down in under 5 seconds. 17 liters, 780 horse, 2,800 foot-pounds of torque. That's a monster. But that's why it's getting 10 to 12 miles per gallon, because the goddamn thing could be pulling 75, 80,000 pounds and the engine's barely working. Right? That's why you're getting that kind of that's why you're getting that kind of fuel mileage out of it. Curtis, I stand corrected. The 750 is a 16-liter. Oh, thank God. I thought we were going to fucking pillar. Thank you, hooligan. The pillar. See, all I had to do was ask. All I had to do, a door pillar. Thank you. Now I'm going to get 30 people in here saying it's a door pillar. It's a D17 engine, 6-cylinder, 780 horse, 3,800 foot-pounds of torque. Man, you guys all got to get your Googling together, man. Okay, you guys are idiots. Canadians have the king of all trucks, the Oshkosh. Funny enough, you know what? The company I work for, we got 2 of them. We had them up on the ice roads, and they are a howl to drive, Tyrannus. They are a howl to drive. I was fortunate enough. I'd never driven one before until we were on the ice road last year. And I got to ride both of them. My God, are they fun to drive. And they are just torque monsters. We were pulling sleds up some of these grades, and absolute just torque monsters pulling these things. Absolute and fun. Cold though. They're not insulated. They're not well insulated, and it is cold in there. And they are chilly. Okay, now you guys are kissing and making up. Here we go. 28s is still tons of torque. Yeah. There's no difference between a whole lot of that. It's a bit more than a C18 cat. Okay. Trucking with T-Bone. What it do? What it do? Hey, saw your T-Bone's tips today. Good job, boy. Good job. Thank you. Keep it up. Keep it up. Fun fact, Tesla sensors can't see a motorcycle in front of them. See, I didn't know that either, Hooligan. I thought that those things had a field view that they could pick off anything. Like if a cat or a dog ran out in front of the thing, I thought they were able to pick that off. You're going to owe me 500? I don't think so. I think the old man just walked right through you like fucking shit through a goose, son. No offense, but I've seen you in a bathing suit on a fucking on a riding mower. I think Robert's going to smoke you. C18 is basically the same, 800 horse, 2,800 torque. Yes, but a C18 is a mechanical. These are new. They're not mechanical. They're what do you want to call them? Recyclable. That doesn't sound fun if you're on a bike in front of them at night at a light. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Tick, I know there's a lot of road around here. There's a lot on the road around here. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I don't place a lot of faith in those electric cars or in Teslas or what they say that they can do and they're going to do and they can do this. I would believe that they're collecting information, but you got to think about this, okay? If that car is collecting information and it's got a two-way communication about it and it can do that, what's preventing some fucking kid in another car rolling up beside me in my Tesla, and he's got a laptop and a fucking a program that he's made himself, and he's not hacking that car, and he's not causing like the problem we're getting into with automated vehicles is their computers. And I don't care what the NSA says or what the world about it says or what Apple says, anything can be hacked. Anything that has a computer, it can be hacked. If it's not done already, somebody's working on it. I promise you. I don't know if I want to be in a goddamn fucking Tesla and have, somebody come up or have the company like Tesla itself have the ability to take over that car while I'm driving it. I don't know if I'm too shit hot crazy about that. I enjoy a good ride and I go for a thrill, but only if I'm driving it. I had two trucks for many years. The Mack I used for hauling all heavy oversized loads and the KW I used for everything else, like hives and stuff, just saying. Yeah. That's just my, everything that I'm saying here tonight, guys, is just my opinion. Just my opinion. You guys say something and I think about it and I give you my opinion on it. And we talk about it. I'm not talking in fact, any way, shape or form. Tesla has gotten lawsuits dismissed because of the data collected. Driver sues claiming the autopilot caused the accident. Tesla presented data showing the autopilot was disabled at the time. Dismissed. Yeah, you're right. They're testing self-driving cars here in Alabama. I only know because they have signs saying caution, I'm learning. Are you shitting me? I'd steer clear of that. I don't want no part of that. I don't want no part of that. I didn't Google it though, Curtis. Yeah. See, Curtis? Nah. That's what you should be doing, Robert. That's why everyone should be running high horsepower motors. These mega companies are all still thinking 400 to 450 horsepower in smaller liter motors is good enough. Unless you're running flat ground, it's not good. I had a D13 Volvo. I had a 12.7 Cummins or Detroit. I had a 15-liter ISX. I've got a 15-liter Detroit. So I prefer, and I'll be honest with you, I prefer the bigger motors because of that reason. They don't have to work as hard to maintain to maintain the speed, to maintain even when they're pulling. You take a 13 liter and put the same weight on it as a 15 liter and you run them up a hill. That 15 liter didn't work as hard to get that load up the top of that hill, right? As the 13 liter did. So I agree with that. No problem, buddy. You're the bomb. Okay, well, Robert, I might have. Older the bull, stiffer the horn, Curtis. Yeah. Curtis doesn't learn very easily. It usually takes him 2 or 3 whacks before he shots to the head before he learns. But he does learn. That's a good thing. So I went to this huge trucking expo in that Vegas area. And their plan is they've been making these huge warehouse complex, big box store places. They are less than 400 miles apart. Yeah, I know. They're doing it up here in Canada. I think we were talking about this, I think last week or whatever. They're starting to do it up here. Walmart's doing it. All the big box stores are doing it up here. And they're just buying up huge, vast quantities of land to do it. You wonder where the farmers are going? Now they want to use these electric non-driver trucks to drive to each warehouse. Then those trucks go to the recharge and the load gets picked up and brought 400 miles away. So yeah, all the shunt trucks are going to be electric. We've already got them. There's a bunch of yards up here, a lot of places up here you go, and all of their shunt trucks or yard dogs or whatever you want to call them, they're all now electric. So all the shunt trucks are like, I think the only ones I haven't seen are down in a couple of the rail yards, like the CP and the CN rail yards, the big ones, and down in the port. I think they're still all running on diesel. But other than that, most of the shunt trucks now, they're converting them to fucking electric. It doesn't make sense to me. Other than 12.7 Detroit, I'd rather have a larger motor. That's why I got a car with a V6. It doesn't have to work as hard to haul my double lub ass around. You said it, not me, buddy. That's freaking hilarious. So the high horsepower motors will drop down to 6 to 7 miles per gallon at 70 miles an hour. At 70 miles or 70 click. Well, yeah, 70 miles an hour. Yeah. I think it has to do with terrain, right? And it does have to do with speed. You guys are governed over there at 55. So 90 kilometers, isn't it, Robert? 90 kilometers an hour. You guys are governed at, and that's most of Europe. So I skipped past your comment. What was your comment? Anybody see Dar's comment? I didn't see it. Tesla, sorry, but yeah, you're right. Absolutely right. Tesla, as far as I know, all full self-driving software has a fatal flaw. If the system detects an object in the road that is stationary the entire time it's detected, they ignore it. Man, you see? And this is how we're going to be driving. Okay, this is bugging me. Apparently Dar made a comment, but it's not on my. Because if I don't get her comment, she's going to come she'll come home and kick that front door in, beat up a couple of cats, throw the dog out back, and then give it a kick, and then I'll be next. So I got to make sure I get all her comments. That's why you see them slamming into emergency vehicles that are blocking lanes. I haven't seen any of that yet. I'll be honest with you. Dar wants a sauerkraut sandwich. I tell you what, Tyrannus, you come on up here. You come on over to my place, okay? You and Dar can whip up as much fucking sauerkraut as you want, fry it, boil it, cook it, barbecue it. I don't care. Fucking Zippo lighter it. I do not care. And you guys can enjoy all you want because I won't be here. I will not be here. That stuff is horrible. No, these are over the road, non-truck electric truck, non-driver electric trucks that drive 400 miles to the next complex. Oh. They're electric or automated, well, or both. I think they're from what Mr. Bees is saying, I think they're both. If self-driving trucks start pulling flatbeds, I'm getting out of trucking. We had this debate. I had this debate with Ronan because he was saying that, yeah, they're going to have them. He was saying that, no, they probably won't have them. I said, well, yeah, they probably will, because all they need is somebody to load the truck and secure it as a flatbed. But once the load is on the trailer, right? Flatbed, once the load is on the trailer, the truck is programmed to drive to the next destination. It can go. So what they would do is the company would just hire people, like the shipper would have people sort of like what do you call it? Lumpers, right? So instead of being lumpers on a van, these guys are going to be lumpers. They're going to load your trailer, throw your straps, your chains and everything like that, secure it, and then the truck will go. Now, the only question I had is, as a flatbedder, we know that within the first hour, you're supposed to pull over and retighten and check all your straps, right? Once you've loaded that trailer and you move. Well, how does an automated truck do that? Right? A self-driving automated truck obviously can't do that. So how do they do that? So there are going to be problems and hiccups, but don't kid yourself. They've already figured this out. Flatbed, they've already figured it out. The answers that these things right now that you and I and we're all talking about right now, they've already got figured out how it's going to be done. It may not be right, and it may be dumb, and it may not be the right way to do it, but for the ministry and all the idiots that are making the rules, they've already got it figured out. 55 is 88 kilometers per hour. Okay. Thanks, Google. Flatbed trucker. So far, it's just for her freight, Lowe's, Home Depot. It's the Ace, Walmart, Food Lion, big box stores. Yeah, it's not every day. StreamYard is hiding the comment. Apparently it is. I don't have a goddamn. I even looked on my phone to see where it is. I don't see it. But she told me to make her a sandwich. As long as she told you to make her a sandwich, she didn't tell me to make one. Like I said, brother, you want to come up here and make her a sandwich? You can make her a sandwich. But then you're going to have to draw her a bath, and then you're going to have to wash her and clean her, and, then you're going to have to, never mind. I'm telling you right now, Tyrannus, everything starts with a sandwich. I am here married to this woman, and it started with a sandwich. 90 kilometers an hour is 56. Yeah, it's the same. It's the limit. Yeah, I thought so. I can send you YouTube links. There was even one Tesla that slammed into the roof of a box truck that rolled on the interstate. Dude, you're scaring me. I was just telling my bitch to make me a sandwich. Easy there, girl. Whoa there, girl. Woo. You know what? Don't be calling me a bitch. You know who you call a bitch? This guy right here. That's who you call a bitch right there. Mr. Golden Aladdin. What's it take you? We've already done this. I've already gotten in shit 2 hours ago from people about not returning phone calls. Hold on, Rick, I spoke to you twice last week. That's 2 times more than you usually get. Dar, you need to help Wheelburner with the link. Bless his heart. He keeps through YouTube link. Whatever. I don't even know. I don't even know if she's home. What time is it? It's 20 after. She'll be home in a few minutes. We'll get her to throw the fucking link up. What the fuck do I know? It's embarrassing how many people he doesn't call back, Golden. Yeah. She actually had another guy today call her and give her shit because I didn't call him back. Sorry. I'm sorry. Whatever. I was talking about the switcher trucks. My next question is who hooks the airlines? Oh, the shunt trucks. No, they're not automated. There's a driver driving them, but they are battery. They are electric, full electric. They're full electric. But there's a driver driving each one. There's a guy in them. Sorry, T-Bone. I misunderstood what the hell you were talking about there. They already made small motors and designs to raise the landing gear here, open the doors. They also have self-tightening straps. See? We don't need them to do it. Curtis has it figured out. Curtis, you should run for office. You could be the next MP of whatever town that you live in. You can be, we would all have to call you sir. Mr. Well, I won't say your last name, but Mr. From riding of I don't know, Curtis. I don't know if I want you in politics. I'm going to go into politics eventually. I will. It's inevitable. But I don't know if I want Curtis there. I don't know if I want Curtis there with me. In Germany, it's 80 kilometers an hour, 50 miles an hour with loads, no overtaking for trucks on a lot of the autobahns. That's why they're sauerkrauts. Yeah. They have automated robotics to load the trailer and automated trucks. There go humans. Well, I think they're talking about it and they've got plans for it. I think once they start putting it into full operation, because they're obviously testing it, I think once they got it and they put it into full operation, I think they're going to start seeing with the amount of deaths on the road and the mistakes that the computers are making and the problems that they've had and the problems with weather and the sensors that are in the road, because unless it's fucking 80 degrees and sunny all the time, the sensors that are going to be in the road that's going to keep these trucks in their lanes, when they're covered in fucking 2 feet of snow, where's that truck going? Where's that truck going? I can tell you this, GPS is pretty fucking accurate, but I've yet to see a GPS satellite that can keep a truck within a 13-foot lane. Because the lane is 13 feet, your truck is 9 feet and a bit with your mirrors and everything like that, right? So there's 2.5 feet worth of play that truck has to go side to side inside that lane. No GPS is that accurate. So how they're going to do it is beyond me. They already make buttons to unlock the fifth wheel. All the driver has to do is put on the glad hand. Well, all the shunt trucks, all the yard dogs, it's a button. Right? You got your red and your yellow, right? For your tractor and your trailer release, brake release. And then there's a little silver button that usually sits right there and you just hit it and it releases your fifth wheel once your landing gear is down. Brian's going to be in trouble now. Yeah, well, thanks, Tyrannus. You fucking set that up. They have inflation systems to keep tires at a certain PSI. You don't think they have something that could keep a certain amount of tension on a strap or binder? I'm guessing they do. You know what? It's something that Curtis just said. They probably got self-tightening strap, like binders, like the rollers, for the bindings. But I would think they might have a little more trouble if you got to get into something that's got to be chained, and you've got either snap binders. I don't like the snap binders, or you've got the ratchet binders. Those might be a little, but who's to say that they can't come up with something? T-Bone, anything's possible. Anything's possible. Honestly, doesn't sound like a bad gig. Wow. Brian, the driverless flatbed securement will be electric motors with sensors determined the loose straps. No, you're right, Ronald. I think what it is with the straps, because they got all the trailers got the rollers down both sides, right? So who's to say that you just don't take these ones off and there's not ones there that are, they got each one has a small electric motor on it, or it's on an electric motor, right? And it holds the pressure at a certain amount. And as the pressure, say your straps loosen up as the truck's going down, the tension will be recognized within the computer inside the strap, the roller, and it'll automatically readjust and go 2 more clicks and tighten it up for you. I can see that happening. They can probably do that now if they wanted to. Amazon is a major investor in all of this. Amazon's got his hand into everything, Mr. Bees. You probably don't know it, but you could probably walk around your house and probably, 50% of the shit that's in your house. You serious, Rick? You're calling me right now? Yeah.
What's up, bro?
Well, do you want to take over the live so I can go inside and have a make Dara sandwich?
No, are you still on doing your live?
Yeah, you were just here, were you not?
Yeah, then I left.
Oh, well, that's not my fault.
Okay, call me tomorrow. I gotta talk to you about something.
Okay, I'll give you a shout tomorrow.
Right.
Okay, bye. Anybody here want to bet whether I call him or not? Throw down some Vegas odds. Anybody? Anybody? Orange EVs is all electric hostling units. Orange EV is the all electric. I don't know what you're talking about there, Invader. I'm not calling a guy in an elf soup, sir. Not gonna not gonna happen. No kidding, eh? If I ever become prime minister, I will throw the EPA regulations on trucks out the fucking window, and enforce driver training and bring back paper logbooks. Yeah, you know what? That just might win you an election, Curtis. You might want to write that down and expand on it, but it probably get you it might get you a good whack of votes. Hooligan, this is getting serious. He's lit a second. Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm awake now. I'm still awake, so might as well smoke them if you got them. Check out the Yoast KKK self coupling system. That's the well, Yoast is the fifth wheel. Okay, we'll check that out. The good thing about being in a garage when it's 0 out, your pop stays cold. I'm not smoking because I want to smoke. I'm smoking to stay warm. I'm just kidding. It's not that cold. The roads won't be covered in snow. The automated snow plows will have those roads clear. And how are the automated snow plows, T-Bone, going to know how to plow the roads or what roads to plow if they're covered in snow? They still need the same sensors. Do they not? I would imagine. And how does the snow plow, if it's covered in snow, how does the snow plow know to go up the ramp, go down cross the street, go down the next ramp and carry on down the highway and then merge back out and plow some more snow? Like I said, anything's possible. Anything at all is possible. Anything can be done, I would imagine. It's just beyond my realm of thinking of what I can comprehend of what I could possibly do. I'm also hearing they want to use those HOV lanes for just these electric no driver trucks. Well, that'd be a good place to keep them. Keep them off the goddamn road. Keep them over there. I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Snowplows actually break the reflectors off the road during the road cleaning. You're absolutely correct. That's absolutely true. Most, depending on how old the roads are. Look at this thing. It's going wild on me here. It's got a mind of its own. Snowplows nowadays do more damage to the goddamn highways and roads than they do good. I can't believe Dar was disrespecting her hoe online like that. Honestly, Jesus. See what you got to be when you're Dar's hoe. Trust me, Tyrannus, come up here and make her a sandwich, and you will find out. She will hoetize you so fast, buddy, it'd make your dick spin. Or no straps at all, just clamps like jaws to automatically secure the load. I don't know about that, because like if you're pulling steel or lumber, or there's a lot of shit that you can put on a trailer that you actually need straps, because the load goes like that, right? It's like a mountain range as it's going. So, but fuck, it could be anything. I got a buck say it's no. I got 5 that says you're probably right. 1,000 a wheel. 1,001. Hey, probably right. Who am I kidding? He'll probably actually end the live trying to share his screen for that link. That's why I don't fuck with any of that, man. You know what? I'll end up killing the live. What sensors? It's all done GPS from the sky. No, it's not. No, it's not. The GPS is accurate, but it's not that accurate. They don't have it down to the square foot yet. Okay. And in order to keep fucking cars or trucks or snowplows or anything else that size in a lane that size, they need to have GPS that can keep that vehicle within a foot. And they don't have that. They don't have that. My wife tries her pimp hand on me regularly. I feel you, Wheelburner. Thanks, man. Thanks. It's good to know there's other hoes out there that we should start a support group. I have to feed the cats. I fed the cats tonight. Hey, I very rarely do it. I won't scoop the litter, but if I don't want the treatment. Yeah, like I said, Tyrannus, we'll start a broken, we'll call it the broken hoe. The broken hose fucking support group. That's what we'll call it. I ran a bulldozer that was all GPS. It raised and lowered the blade. It did everything it was programmed to do. All I did half the time was get out when it got stuck. Well, that's a bulldozer. I can see a bulldozer because like you go out to Iowa or go out to Indiana and look out in the farm fields, all those combines out there. They're all GPS, right? They're all driving around in a perfect grid, all done by GPS. What I'm talking about is you take a truck and you put it in a truck lane. That GPS is not accurate enough to keep it to within that many feet, that close, right? GPS there's still a margin of error for size and distance. They don't have it narrowed down to a square foot yet, which they would need to do. They use the same system as big ass farms. Yeah, exactly. I agree. Mr. B has a point. Most of the big combines and tractors work fields purely off GPS. You're right. But all I'm trying to say, T-Bone, is that those guys there are on a grid. Like they'll put the GPS coordinates in their combine, right? The guy in the big combine, the John Deere. And he'll put the coordinates in of that field and everything like that. And that thing will do that field in that grid. But if you're going to GPS a truck going down a highway, the lanes are 13 feet wide. Your truck is 9.5 feet wide. There's 2.5 feet worth of fucking play. That GPS is not accurate enough to make up for that 2.5 feet. It's just not, they're not there yet with it, right? GPSs are not that accurate. In a combine, in a field, yes. On a bulldozer, in a site, yes. A transport truck on a fucking highway in a lane, I don't think so. I'm not putting my money on that, and I'm not putting my family in a car beside it. This is just a phase. 15 years ago, there's a push for CNG, compressed natural gas trucks. There wasn't enough infrastructure. They went away. They've been trying to push electric car for over 100 years. You know what? Unfortunately, you're right. I agree, Curtis, 100%. But I don't think this is going to go away. I don't think this is going to go away. The trillions of dollars that have now been invested, they didn't invest trillions of dollars in CNG trucks. Okay. They didn't. Millions, maybe $1 billion, but not trillions. The money that's invested and the plans and the dates and the deadlines and the governments and the environmentalists and fucking so much down the line. Electric cars are not going to, they're not going to wake up one day and go, we were wrong, scrap it all. It will not happen. It will not happen. Every big company that tried to create electric truck for the mass markets has failed or with limited success. Who's tried? There's only been really two, Nikola, and they failed. I don't know. I've not seen if Kenworth has an electric truck that they're presenting. I know Volvo has one. I saw one at the truck show last year, but it was just a day cab. It wasn't a highway unit. It was just a day cab. So I know that Volvo's in the market. They have them. I don't know. Peterbilt have them? I wouldn't take one built by International. I don't know. You know what? I haven't looked into it. I probably should. The truck would also have to have immediate information of road conditions, detours, and accidents. You're correct. Now that I can believe that they could probably do, like up-to-date weather, road conditions, detours and accidents. I don't know. Fuck, man. I'll be honest with you. I've looked at Google Maps and then 10 seconds later, fucking looked at it again, and there was a red line because there was an accident, and then heard about the accident on the radio. Google Maps knew about it before it came across the fucking radio. So can that be done? Possibly. Road conditions, I don't know. That's kind of tough, Hooligan, right? I agree with you. It would be kind of tough to get information of road conditions because they change depending on where you are or how far, I can start where I am right now with the road conditions I have now, and within 6 hours of driving, I can be in completely. I can go through five different types of road conditions, and my end destination, it can be plus fucking 40 and blue sky, sunshine, and da-da. But when I left, it was a blizzard. So, again. These are all things that, guys, you and I are sitting here talking about, and we're just shooting the shit. They've already thought of this. They would have had to. They would have had to. These idiots have a room full of other idiots talking to another room full of idiots thinking about idiotic shit like this. They do. They have to. They have to. They got think tanks of people just thinking this stuff up. A valid point. I'm sure the big brains will figure it out. I have seen a lot of changes in my short time on the planet. So have I. If you'd have told me 10 years ago that, we were going to have automated trucks, fully automated. Well, first of all, we were going to have like automated transmissions were going to be the new thing. I'd have said you're full of shit. And then I'd have told you, if you'd have told me that, we'd have had automated trucks and we were coming into the age of driverless trucks, I'd have said, you're full of shit. I didn't expect to see any of that. Well, I never expected to see that. I thought, that'll be after I die. I'm never going to see a driverless truck. Well, guess I was fucking wrong, wasn't I? Want to see the future? Just watch sci-fi movies. A lot of stuff from the Star Wars tracks has come true. flip phones, talking computers, iPads, just to name a few. That's scary. Dick Tracy's watch is now a thing. I don't know about that. If the Tesla Semi had a major charging network that could charge within 30 minutes to 80%, I could see a future with them based off my electric car if they had a 500-mile range. Expect. That's the problem, though, right? Invader, that's the problem we're dealing with. They can build these things. Tesla can build the truck. They have the technology. They have the brainiacs. Fucking Elon's got the money. They can build the trucks. It's the infrastructure. It's the charging capabilities to keep the trucks running. They can build them. They can't keep them running. Not to do what we need them to do. Not for them to replace the diesel engine combustion engine. Okay? They cannot do that. So until you can get an electric truck that on a single charge can run me, and I will on 500 miles, no. Because my truck in a day, I can comfortably cover 600 miles and not break a sweat. I would want a truck that would have to cover me 600 miles. Okay. And it would have to be none of this eight hours worth of charging or 10 hours worth of charging. It would have to be within an hour. I might give you 2, right? An hour or 2. So they would have to have charging available. Dar's home. I could hear the music as she rolled up the driveway here. Can you guys hear that? You hear the bass? Oh, she must be listening. She just turned it off. But I just don't see it happening. And then even if they have all of that, we've talked about this a million times, Donnie, that you put 300 or 50 or 60 or whatever charging trucks, you put, I did it last week. I used Brockville as an example. In the yard that I was in, there was 30 trucks in that yard. If you plugged in 30 electric trucks in that yard to charge, you'd crash the fucking power grid of all of Brockville, Cornwall, Kingston, all of it. We don't have the infrastructure to do it. We don't have it yet. And in order to do it, it's going to cost trillions of dollars, and it's going to take years and years of time, which they've already set dates, which are never going to be met. It's never going to happen. Hold on. Captain Kirk would touch his shirt and be able to talk to anyone now. Just touch your ear and you're chatting away on the phone. Mr. Bees, you're right. Right? We got an earbud or even a Bluetooth headset. You can, I push the button on the side of my thing and I say, call WCF Invader, and the phone dials it. Simple as that. I don't have to touch the phone. I can read my phone will read my emails to me. My phone will read my text messages to me. I can send a text message through my headset. I don't even have to touch the phone anymore. Never thought I'd see the day when that. Oh, sorry.
Hey,
Hey,
for somebody who doesn't like the lights left on, you left 3 on.
I love you too. Good to see you. Thanks for coming home. Jeez. That's a fine how do you do. They're making more bikes with no clutches, automatics. I don't want a bike without a clutch, no friction zone. I don't know how I'd be able to ride a bike with no clutch and it's automatic. I don't know. I don't think I'd be able to ride that. I'd have one hand twitching and one leg twitching, looking to shift a gear and looking to clutch. I don't think I'd be able to do that. Wheel burner, if it could truly do 500 miles, which I doubt, Tesla Semi would work for you with the charging network. Sit for 30-minute break charging. Boom, back up, 400 miles, 400-mile range. Yeah, Yeah. But what do you do when you got like heavy haul applications? Say, for example, doing what I'm doing right now, right? I'm pulling 114 to 117 to 120,000 pounds, right? Those electric trucks going to do that. What's the battery capability on that? You're looking, you just probably just cut your battery in half, right? Battery life in half. So 500 miles is now down to 250 miles. That'll get me one, that won't even get me, that will get me one turn on doing what I'm doing right now. Then I'd have to park the truck, let it recharge, and do it again. Yeah. I'm fighting this battery and electric truck thing. I'm fighting it real hard. I'm probably going to lose, but I'm going to fight it. I'm not going to go down quietly about this. The energy infrastructure is the critical issue. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Just on my street alone here, we're only allowed to have 2 electric cars. Just on my street. Now, there's only fucking 10 houses on this entire street that runs like where I live. There's only 10 fucking houses and we're only allowed to have 2 electric cars. What does that say? Right? So how the hell is the infrastructure going to be able to support the more and more electric cars? And now we're about to just dump the electric trucks on there. How the hell is that going to work? I just don't see it. You know, unless they can make nuclear power generating stations the size of my fucking 40-inch or 60-inch TV, which they can't. But unless they can, they're not going to be able to do this. Hooligan, you need a clutch on a bike to drop the front down when the front starts to lift up too high. I would think that they might be too torquey, right? The automatic might just be too automatic or automated or automatic, whatever. It might be too torquey. That would be the same with an electric motorcycle. It'd just be too torquey. I don't know if I'd want to ride that. WCF, that's 400 in perfect conditions. That's the other fucking thing. Curtis is right there. That's 400 miles in perfect conditions. You get into minus fucking 10, 15, or 20, you're going to lose 30% of your battery capacity. Just the cold kills it alone, right? Like 250 at best. Yeah, I agree with that. Tyke, I don't do wheelies, but I do want a clutch in the curves. Yeah, me too. Me too. And I want to be able to feather my own clutch. I don't want to rely on a fucking automatic transmission to do it. Hooligan, I didn't do them on purpose. Oh, look at this. I actually got the last cow. I actually made it the last comment. Holy shit. We made it. God damn it. Dar's home. I can now go in and go to bed. Anybody want to come take over this? You guys are welcome to come up and take over. I'm going to go in and go to bed. As I said previously, expect half the range in any electric vehicle that they advertise to be the true range. I agree. That would cover the absolute worst conditions. Okay, so if they're advertising 500, you could probably, the best you're going to get is 300. You're going to say 250, but let's say 300. 300 miles today ain't fuck all. It's 5 hours worth of driving. Right? 5 hours worth of driving at 60 miles an hour is fucking 300 miles. That's diddly squat, guys. You know, that's not going to get you where you need to go. That's not going to make you any money. That's going to cost you money. I can see all of this working out in the cities going around town, but a long haul situation, I cannot see it. Overweight loads, I cannot. But in a car in a city, yeah, a car in a city, that's fine. Right? A car in a city. But the trucks, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not in the city. Well, we kept you up for 3 hours. You guys did your job. It's 9 o'clock. So yeah, I went, this is, we're at 3 hours and 40 minutes here. So you guys did your job. And I appreciate it because I just noticed now that like, I'm cold. Like I don't have my fire pit and it's cold in here. So as long as my mouth is moving, I don't think about it. And then I have a moment of clarity and I go, holy shit, I'm freezing. My toes are cold and everything like that. So I'm actually going to go run inside and spend the rest of the night with Dar. No, I'm not going to go make her a sandwich. No, I'm not going to go run her a bath. Tyrannus is already in there doing it for me. Most people never go more than 500 or 50 miles out of their area. That's true. Like if you have an electric car and like for us, an electric car probably wouldn't be bad, right? It probably wouldn't be bad. We'd still need 2 cars because we need 1 car because we do have relatives like Dar's mom and dad live quite a distance. I don't know if I'd want to take a chance on an electric car with that. I'd want like a gas car, but for an electric car for Dar right now, for like she works like not even 15 minutes from here. So for her to go back and forth to work, or for her to grab groceries, or for her to, run around and do some dog walks and some shit like that, an electric car would probably be really good. Would be great. But for the long haul, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Good night, everyone. Have a great night and be safe. Mr. Bees, it is always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Go eat her sandwich and get off. What do you think I'm going to do? Never did get my windows done. That's not my problem. You said you were going. You just didn't go. The Livewire electric Harley only has 3-hour charge at highway speeds. Where are you going? Well, again, though, hooligan, if you're just using it for boogieing around the city, if it's just going to be a quick little city hopper and that's all you're using it for, then fine. But, you're not going from your place down to Daytona for Bike Week on that. Well, if you can, but you better leave 3 weeks before, you better leave sometime in January. I do believe in electric vehicles, but they do have their place. Electric semi for OTR is a very long way off. Local can and does work. I can agree with that partially. Live in the pod, eat the bugs. Live in a pod, eat the bugs, and buy an electric vehicle. Nope. Fuck off. Not me. Not me. Hey, before you go, okay, before I go, what? All that electric shit is garbage. Justin, agreed. It is trash. It is trash. Your electric car, you go buy today a 2024 electric car Tesla. Okay. What is the lifespan of that car? Maybe the car itself will last 5 years. Those batteries, you're not getting 5 years out of those batteries. Anybody know what it costs to replace a set of Tesla batteries? They're worth more than the car. Right? When they have to replace batteries, they just scrap the car and you buy a new car because the batteries cost more than the fucking car does. So the lifespan of a car is 5 years. Okay. Dar's got a 2019 Civic out there. It's a 5-year-old car. It's got 260,000 fucking kilometers on it. And it's still running like a champ. That car is going to be running for at least another few years. So the gasoline engines and these things are all set up. They're going to run 8, 9, 10 years. An electric car, you're never going to see fucking 10 years out of an electric car. You'll be lucky if you see 5. You're probably going to see 3. That's just, that's just the way it is. It is what it is. I never could find a decent looking truck that you wanted. I did find 2 Macs I liked. If you find a truck you think will work. Oh, okay. Send it to my email. Okay. I know what you're talking about. Yep. If you want a car that doesn't break down, electric does just that. We're on our 3rd and have significantly less breakdowns than our gas cars. You know what? That must be God. I'm just messing with you. I want to start breaking down these stencils for the boards. Okay. I will find the pictures that I want and I will get those to you. Okay. $100 per kilowatt hour for the battery. 100 kilowatt hours Tesla battery costs roughly 10,000 now. The price continues to reduce. I don't care. It's still not worth it. Used to cost 25,000 for an 85 kilowatt per hour battery. Yeah, well, as anything becomes on, when it's new on the market, it always costs more. As time goes on and more of them get sold, the price of them come down. So that's just the way life is. Now go make her a sandwich. I am now going to make her a sandwich. Later. Everybody be good, be safe, take care of each other.